It is X-Men month here at the Comics Pals headquarters. It is also Comics Pals month at the Comics Pals headquarters. And I could not be any happier. The X-Men are my favorite characters. So on my birthday month, it is apropos that we are talking about Marvel's Merry Mutants. We have our favorite mutants here with us today. We've got Cale.
What's up, hot dogs?
And Cale, how are you representing the X-Men today?
I have my ancient and lovely X-Men track jacket.
Beautiful. Look at that. The back.
Right, there we go.
Love that. It's got many X-Men on it.
Is that Art Adams art too?
I don't know. I think it's the classic one.
It's behind you.
We've got Marco.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yes.
Whatever that was.
It's
And
great for the podcast listeners, Marco.
Yeah.
I got Onslaught.
He's got Onslaught as his background. We have Tyler.
Hey, I got a Sentinel shirt. That's what I'm doing.
And I am Sean, and I am representing the top of S X-Men character, Jean Grey. Look at this beautiful shirt. Thank you. Thank you.
SS tier.
Exactly. And today we are going to be ranking the X-Men. If you haven't figured that out, that is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be ranking the mutants from best to worst. And I'm going to put this out there right now. I'm going to start the show with this. No fuckery, okay? No fuckery.
Wait, you want to start, but you're saying Jean Grey is S tier and you're saying no fuckery?
Yeah.
Hell out of here.
Rigging the
Yeah.
vote.
S tier. Like she wasn't absent most of the time.
And whenever we on the panel are unclear about someone's status, we're going to turn to you, dear listener. So have your fingers ready to help us out and determine where people belong if we can't figure it out. This is going to be a lot of fun. If you've ever been a part of one of our rankings before, you know how we get. If you haven't, get ready. But also today, not only are we doing the rankings, not only are we continuing the top 5 Comics Pals moments countdown, but we are also beginning our listener appreciation giveaways. We have a lot of plans for you guys over the next few weeks, and one of those involves us giving you guys things in terms of swag from our merchandise, Comics Pals merch, but also some books. We want to give away books to you guys that we really love and care about. So we're going to start that today as well. So stay tuned for the giveaway portion. If you want to win something, hang around. And also, hello and welcome to the show. Welcome to June, my favorite month. You guys ready to get these rankings off?
Man, I'm so ready to fight. We are going to duke it out so hard.
Yo, he said I came ready.
All right. I'm ready. I was born ready.
I'm gonna be nice and civil about this. Like our country should be.
Fool.
All right. So let's get it going. Let's start. Tyler, you're the master of ceremonies with that.
Yeah, let's get this going. All right, we have 4 people here. Yep. Okay, that is our
Brian Adkins asks, what is an S tier? So we're going to be ranking the X-Men from, I would imagine, S to E tier. And S is like, these are the best characters. These are the characters that, you know, really, really represent the X-Men and stand out among the pack as the absolute best.
So
Special?
the tiers start at S tier, and it goes down to F. So there's an F tier. There's also a who tier, because there's some people on here that are just like, who? This was a pre-made one because it was pretty extensive. It was pretty much more than I could have even done quickly. So it's alphabetical too. So we'll get to Gene eventually, Sean.
Oh,
but
yes,
let's
of course.
start with, and I had to go into the actual inspector to see some of these names. Okay, this is Agent Zero. We're starting off with.
Who?
Yeah, this might be where we start using the who immediately.
Yeah, just throw them in who and let's not even discuss it. I want to talk about actual X-Men.
Okay, let's do Angel, one of the original 5.
Ooh, okay. All right.
And this is Angel. It encompasses both Twink Angel and Archangel. So it's both versions. It's just Angel as a whole.
Gonna say Angel is a D.
D.
Oh, that's harsh.
That's hard.
I'm gonna say C, and because of Archangel, I think Archangel makes him just that little bit cooler than D.
Oh, I was gonna say B because of Archangel as well. Just because I think he's iconic, and it feels like what a simpler idea of a mutation is, without going to these like bigger extremes that we end up getting to. It's iconic.
Strangely
He's not
enough,
if he were so iconic, we would talk about him the same way we talk about Wolverine.
I don't even think we talk about him the same way we talk about Iceman.
Yeah.
Like, I think about the original 5, and he's probably the least impactful, specifically for the X-Men. Because I think, like, Angel was a defender at some point. And, like, honestly, I think of Angel as a defender more when I think of, like, iconic imagery of him than really X-Men. Maybe
What?
like, the original 5. He doesn't do anything in what you picture him as iconic outside of Apocalypse. Like, Archangel, sure. But Angel himself, he hasn't really done shit.
I'll concede a C. I'm fine.
That's kind of where I feel. Yeah.
All right. So Angel makes it into
All right,
C.
there we go.
Very easy.
Put him in D. All right, we have Anil up next. Anyone have an affiliation with Anil?
Adderall? No, I don't. I can't.
I mean, I
get
got
that
some if you want me to mail you some. I
subscribed.
don't think it's legal.
I do want some.
Is any,
Uh,
I think Anil's fine. He's one of the more, geez, I almost said more recent young X-Men, but recent being what, 2005? Like, so it's not really recent anymore.
I don't know who that is. That goes
I don't
into
know
the
who it
Who
is.
section
Yeah,
for me.
That's a Who, baby.
I've seen this character. I'm sure I've read things with him in it, but I don't have any opinion. I'm gonna say Who.
All right, we'll put him in Who then. Armor. Lead of
I'm gonna
Sean's favorite current comic right now, Ultimate X-Men.
I'm gonna say she's actually earned her way up to C.
I struggle because Armor really hasn't done a lot. You know, she was introduced, I'm pretty sure, during Astonishing, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
And she was really awesome there, and I liked her a lot, but I feel like she hasn't been given too much play since then. I would say C, but it's more because of how I feel about the character overall and less about anything that she actually gets to do.
I think because of that, I'd say D. Just because if we're going to give her C off the bat, and she doesn't have play now outside of Ultimate X-Men, and hasn't in the past couple years outside of her first appearance and how we feel about her, I think it's a more fair judgment than D.
She's had books outside of Astonishing X-Men too. She had like it was X-Men Legacy for a bit. It was like a Wolverine in her book. That was pretty much right after Astonishing, but it kind of fizzled out after that. Gavin says A tier Marvel Snap card. That I don't disagree with. That's a pretty standard car. I'm gonna go. My gut says C as well.
C it is.
We might be able to reevaluate down the line, but I think C. Interesting one here. Banshee.
Oh,
D.
Yeah, D for me.
yeah.
There's no way.
What's
No,
the
no,
most
he-
play Banshee's gotten? He was in X-Men First Class.
The most plays probably the animated series where he was annoying as fuck.
I liked him in the animated series, but still, let's
kind of
be
a-
real. Like, come on.
It's kind of a stereotype, I feel. All right.
Kind of
so
mid.
I'm not against
Yeah.
D. Marco, do you have any opinion on this character you know plenty about?
Banshee?
Yeah.
I said D. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
that's
like
fair.
whatever. They did Claire. That's all the Claremont stuff. Yeah.
I think we can get our first F in here. Beak.
Nah, bro.
I'm
Beak's
okay with
cool.
Oh, Sean might have thoughts here.
Nah, I mean, like, F. Definitely F.
I think like when you have mutants like Beak, it's nothing personal. It's just like, look, I wouldn't want you to. It's like,
And I think he's accepted he is like F tier.
Can we just not spend time on characters like this? Can we just F them and move on?
Whoa. I mean,
I want to get into
you
it.
want to talk about Beast?
There we go.
Now, Beast, I think. Oh, A tier.
Easy A.
Yeah, agreed.
I think it's an A tier. Although he's a genocidal maniac.
But we love him.
That's the best A tier.
Yeah.
He could be S tier, but I think there are certain people that will be an S tier that he is just not part of. Bishop.
B.
Really?
I would say B. Bishop is cool as hell. He's got a great look. You know, I love that he's from the future. He's got sick guns.
He does cool stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think he's cool at all, to be honest.
All right, well, you're wrong. That's okay.
I think Bishop is he's just another Cable.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Like he's like whatever. Like he's in a couple Onslaught stuff and like doesn't get much play.
See,
This is
but
where Marco's knowledge
the
comes in.
only reference you have is from Onslaught. You don't know anything
But
about
that's what I'm
Bishop.
pulling from.
But
I would say his most iconic thing though was him trying to kill Hope.
that's not his most iconic thing. What are you talking about?
That's the one I remember.
How is that Bishop's most iconic thing?
What's his other most iconic thing?
Bishop's most iconic thing is being in battle with Cable, both of them coming from the future in a Terminator style story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. When him and Cable are fighting because he keeps trying to kill Hope.
No, this is
No.
long before
Yeah.
Hope, my guy.
Decades ago.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm a B. Kale's a B.
I'm a C.
I'm a C.
All right, so we take it to the chat. Chat, we need your help. Is Bishop a B or C list X-Men?
I got you.
Adam
Gavin
Smith
says
makes
with
a
the-
good point.
Oh,
S and
please.
A tier would imply that a non-comics reader knows about them, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fair.
Gavin says with the Jerry Curl mullet.
I mean,
All right, so it's B or C for Bishop.
The pals are not voting in this. We've
No,
put
no,
ours
yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, no,
So
I'm not
don't
voting.
be
I don't
cheating,
vote.
Marco.
Hey, whoa, hey, that's an accusation. Careful,
your
you fling it.
Onslaught
While we wait
bullshit.
for Bishop, what about Blink? Any thoughts on Blink? I think we're not going to have as much of a debate on Blink. She's like
D.
I think D. Yeah, she's like an exile for me. She's kind of iconic, but I don't
Don't
think
think
is.
I've ever seen her in anything.
Yeah, she's fine.
And we
I'm
have-
gonna and I'm gonna give each of these votes about a minute, so we get a quick
fine.
decision. I mean, and realistically, I mean, B here is winning. So
is it winning pretty handily?
yeah, 69% to 31.
69? No,
Yeah,
we're calling
of
it at
course.
69.
Yeah.
All right. It'll be a B.
69.
You guys
Nice.
are nuts.
John
Trying to
George
play
Pepper says
Bishop.
B for the Legends 97 fig.
Hey, welcome,
man.
John. Thanks for hanging out with us.
I'm looking for that fig, honestly. Jeez, I saw it in the shop once, and I just did not pull the trigger. Boom Boom. Boom Boom Boom.
If we were just going off exterminators, I would say S.
Yeah.
But since we're
S.
not, I'm gonna go with D, which I think
I'm
is
all right with
appropriate.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Boom Boom. Boom Boom at my heart is a C, I would say, but I can justify D. Kind of in that Blink Banshee area. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Brew.
Brew,
Alien.
F.
F.
Damn.
That sounded like you had some hate there. I mean, you're not that big of a fan of Aaron's run.
Is Brew a mutant?
He's a mutant brood, yeah. Which
F. Yeah, F.
Awesome in the F.
I feel like that pissed Cale more off.
Well, it's like if I have to ask if you're an alien or a mutant, you're bottom of the list.
Whoa, dude. Some people straddle two kinds of existences. What are
And,
you trying
hey,
to
look,
say?
That's
Whoa,
fine.
hey,
I'm
hey.
here to rank X-Men.
You got a problem with X-Men now?
Well, I'm ranking them, so
Oh, well.
I mean,
Well,
maybe.
what
I
about
guess.
Cable?
Cable?
Cable.
Cable's an interesting one.
A tier.
A tier.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
cool.
I think he's A as well. Yeah.
To me, he and Bishop are the same.
Nah, he's above Bishop.
And I
Yeah,
don't
he's
mean that.
above.
I don't mean that pejoratively at all. I'm a fan of both.
Cable's immediately above Bishop because he was in the animated series like Bishop was. But Cable's also been in a movie. He has been one of the best characters in some video games. And I think just generally has more recognition than Bishop.
Created by Rob Liefeld? Come on.
Okay, no, we can go to B.
I'm gonna say A on Cable.
Cable always wins. Bishop, it feels.
Cool dude. Summers?
But then like Cable next to Beast? I don't know.
We can work all that out later.
What about Caliban?
D.
Marco knows who Caliban is.
Sure, D.
I would put him in who, but sure, D. Cannonball. Some new mutant love here.
Cannonball's fine. I would say a C. Who else we got
Yeah,
in C?
yeah.
I like
We have
Armor
and Angel
way
at
more
C.
than Cannonball.
You like
Where's
armor
Armor
more than
in
Cannonball?
C?
Yeah. It might be
Yeah.
D.
Yeah, I was gonna say then maybe D.
Yeah.
D for Cannonball? I gotta say C for Cannonball.
I think I'm with C. Cannonball, I think, gets a bit more play than Armor
Even in like
outside of
yeah,
main X-Men books.
especially Hickman. That's like Hickman's baby
Yeah.
there.
Are we going to, I guess we're going to the audience for Cannonball because we can't come to a conclusion. So is Cannonball C or D?
Listen, the mop says Cannonball's A.
Oh
What does
my
the broom
God.
have to say?
How? How can he be A, the mop? Please explain to me.
Hound wants to know if we're going to do a ranking. Well, I guess Hound is requesting a ranking of all 7,200 Green Lanterns. Maybe that should be our charity stream.
Is there an
The
official
ranking of,
official number?
I think so. I think
Interesting.
there are 7,200 sectors. Yeah.
Well, Hound, hate to break it to you, Tier Maker does not support that many input commands. So,
There's that many sectors, but aren't there like 3 or 4 Green Lanterns in the same one?
and 2614 has 5.
No, 2814 hours has it's Spider's George. It has an unstatistical amount that shouldn't be calculated.
All right, Marco, how's that poll looking?
We're good. We're at easy win. C tier. 79%.
Alrighty.
Right.
All right, next up we have Frenzy. Any affiliation with Frenzy here?
Yo, who are these people? What the fuck? You don't want to talk about these
You
characters.
don't like Frenzy?
Who?
Who?
All right, fine. Chamber.
Who?
Oh man, you haven't read X-Men. Colossus.
Wait,
Now
whoa!
we're
We haven't read
talking.
X-Men.
Now we're
Didn't you
talking.
just say that Bishop's biggest story happened in the last 10 years?
Personally?
Fraud.
Personally, most relevant.
Now we're talking. Colossus. Let's go. Colossus.
B.
B. Yeah.
Strong B.
Strong boy.
Yeah.
Has Colossus ever gone? I'm trying to think if we can do A for Colossus.
Can't hold a solo
think
series.
so.
Has he tried? Have they tried?
I've never seen one.
Huh.
Doesn't really get all that much play. He's really just a body, and the thing
He's a
people
heavy
know
hitter.
him for most is dating Kitty, and that's, we all understand, is creepy. So I'm going to B him, and that's it.
What was the age difference when they started dating?
It was a lot. Let's
Yeah.
not even
Hefty.
get into it.
Yeah,
It was
yikes.
hefty.
It's like Anthony Kiedis right now from the Chili Peppers. All right, let's get right into Cyclops, which I think is an easy one.
Okay.
We have our first S.
Yeah, that's an easy S. I would argue. Can we at the end? Can we rank the S's in order? I feel like that's one we could do.
We'll see.
Okay.
But for now, does anybody dissent to Cyclops in S tier?
No. He's, I think, under Wolverine, he's the iconic mutant.
Yeah.
S.
Yeah.
Gotta be
S. Yeah.
Gotta be S.
Okay, I'd argue Storm, but Doug Ramsey.
Come on.
Oh, A tier.
I
Doug?
love Doug. He got a level up during the Krakoan era, but he ain't A.
I think he leveled up from a D to a C.
I would give him a C at best.
C is C is.
Yo,
appropriate.
Cypher's cool, and then with Warlock and stuff.
C for Cypher. Dakin.
D tier.
It's funny. I view Dakin as I mean, technically he was an X-Man, but I view him as a Wolverine supporting character, not an X-Men. Does that make sense?
For sure.
I would put him in D.
D.
Yeah, D.
Danger. The cyborg version of the Danger Room.
Is Danger even a hero?
She was a member of the X-Men. Multiple times, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, F.
F. Marco, I need to say.
F to AIs, I guess.
Harry Roma. Harry Roma just gave us a super chat. Thank you so much, Harry. They say just got here, don't know what's going on, but magic better be S.
Listen, Harry. Thank you for the $4.99. You might want to take that back when we get to magic, because $4.99 is not enough for me to sully the S tier with anybody that doesn't belong there.
Yo.
And I love magic, but we're not playing today. There are like 5 S tier X-Men only.
Yeah,
the one you're thinking of ain't one of them.
Oh yes, she is. Oh yes, she is.
Oh, I might be wicked on this one. Darwin, the guy who got trumped out in that First Class movie.
D for Darwin.
I think Darwin's an F. I'm sorry. He's got such a good power set, but no use for it.
Am I confusing him with Sync?
Yes.
You are.
F.
Problematic.
I'll go with F, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with F too. Hickman almost did something with him within that time displaced area, the cube or whatever. Dazzler.
Oh, I love Dazzler.
I think
Love
Dazzler's
Dazzler.
a B.
She's a C.
C.
I give her a C. Yeah.
C, that's 3 C's, man. I was gonna go with B.
That's too high
Just
though.
wait
She
till
has to be
Taylor
more-
Swift
she has to
shows
be-
up as her in Deadpool Wolverine. Then she'll be bumped up.
I feel like B
No,
has
she
to be
won't.
functional. Like C and D are like cool, and they get a lot of play and on missions and stuff. But
She gets plenty of play.
The most play Dazzler's ever gotten, the most interesting play Dazzler's ever gotten is when Bendis tried to do stuff with her.
That's true. Although I did not like her costume then. Deadpool.
Idiot.
A tier.
F.
Hell no.
What?
A tier?
Yeah, he's mad cool.
What?
He can hold a title. He has had like 7 movies or some shit.
Definitely not 7.
Multiple cartoon appearances.
He's had 3 movies. He's been in 3 movies. And in my opinion, none of them were particularly good. And I do not. Deadpool has go away heat with me. I would say a C for the stature of the character, but that's it.
Yo, what that
I would
Daniel
al-
Wave
I
run is
would also-
hilarious.
He's a B.
I would also point out, not an X-Man.
Exactly.
He has been though.
And he's a mutant.
Well, this is a list of people who've been canonically X-Men.
C.
What?
So, Mark, are you thinking A or B?
I'm thinking A.
I'm thinking B.
No way. No way.
And people are like wowing this. Can we take a vote to boot Marco off the stream?
Listen,
Marco,
if we
get
can
that
vote
poll
for
up.
that with
Deadpool's fire. No, wait, I thought it's 2 C's, no?
No, to get you off the stream.
Oh, damn.
It's 2 C's, an A, and a B.
Gavin says C personally, A for popularity. Let's call it a B.
That's kind of where I'm
Unfortunately,
at. Yeah.
I'm not willing to concede Deadpool's a C.
Marco, put a poll in for a B and C.
Deadpool's an
hold
F. I'm with Cale.
Ooh,
Ooh, yeah.
we got a
That's
B,
what
we got
Spiral
C.
Let's see. Dead.
Brian Adkins said Deadpool is at least a B. Uncaged
Uncaged
says C at best.
C at best.
Oh, let's see. Let's see what the stream has to say.
Come on, chat. Help us out here.
All right,
Someone should have
while we
said
do
A,
that,
bro.
While we do that, Domino. Any Any love for Domino? Domino, I think, is one of those Ds.
Yeah.
D.
Like,
Yeah.
has an opportunity to be bumped up if need be. Dr. Nemesis?
I know who he is, but I really want to who him.
Word.
I wish I knew more about Nemesis. I want to put him in D,
That's kind of where
but I
I
feel like he might be an F for me.
He's a
F.
who?
I guess we could throw him an F. He's not a who, because I read plenty with him.
Yo, this poll, B tier, 72% to 28%.
Of
All right,
course.
Deadpool's in B.
Of course.
Respect the poll.
Deadpool's
It's a
on the
popularity.
same popularity as
I
Cole.
do respect the poll. Unfortunately, I will not concede Deadpool's a C.
100%. Gore Vidal says, what is membership in the X-Men? If they join for an issue or two, does that count? I guess. I don't really know.
For
Tyler
this
pulled
list, I think it's at least an arc, based on what I've seen through.
Definitely been.
I mean, Deadpool has been in X-Men multiple times.
For
so,
sure.
yeah.
And I was gonna say my caveat would be if they have their own X-Men costume.
Which he does.
Unfortunately, Deadpool has one. So
It is one of the worst costumes in comics, which I think was on purpose. But Dusk, man,
who?
I really like Dusk. Dust. Sorry, I forgot a letter here.
Who?
Dust is fine.
Dust is one of those characters I think should get more play. Like it's a crazy big mutant power. But like
D.
I think D. What about who is this? Elixir. That's a who. That's gonna go into the who section.
Who dat?
Yeah.
I like Elixir, but we can who Elixir.
Yeah. Emma Frost.
Who? Just kidding.
Oh,
I think this is gonna
wow.
be the contentious one.
A tier.
I don't feel like Emma can go lower than A.
Yeah, certainly an A.
Headmaster, man.
My contention is she an S?
I feel like she's an S.
I don't think so.
She's not an
I don't think
S
so.
because A, she's half her existence she was a villain, and B, there are very, very select few spots for S, and there's just no way in my mind that she takes up one of those.
Let me make an argument here. S, I think in terms of power set, she's one of the strongest. And I know she was a villain for. I would say she's been a hero more than she's been a villain in terms of time. Come up with the 80s, really changed at the end of the 90s. So she's been a hero, probably more of it, and she's been a high-profile leader hero as well. Leading young mutants on Genosha, leading them in the school, and on Krakoa.
But if I called my mom and asked her if she knows who Emma Frost is from the X-Men, she'd be like, no, sorry. But if I asked her who Cyclops was, or unfortunately Jean Grey, like she would know, you know.
There's no way that Emma and Cyclops are on the same tier. It's not possible.
All right,
I
so
think
she's
it's
going
A.
to be on the same
And
tier.
it's
as
no
Jean. Got
disrespect.
it.
I think it's A.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm getting outvoted there, but I can see it.
Gora says, was it Grant that turned Emma into a hero? Yes. Yes, in the 2000s.
Was it Claremont in his final years? You know Claremont's still alive, and he is still writing.
His final years.
He's still writing X-Men. They still have him on like a chain, so he doesn't go anywhere else.
Right,
Eve.
she was teaching the kids prior. Yeah, that's true.
Gavin said, but hold on, if you ask teen boys.
Well,
If this was a glove tier list, S tier.
there it is.
I have Eve, aka Tempest, Eva Bell.
Who?
Really? That's one of the 5. Phantom X.
Oh, he's cool.
D.
Yeah, but a D tier.
I love Phantom X. I think Sean's up there with me.
Yeah.
Was I confusing Phantom X and Dr. Nemesis?
I think you were.
What? Uncanny X-Force? You don't remember Phantom X? He was the dude that had...
Was
No,
Nemesis in that?
no.
No.
Is Phantom X the
was
reason why Professor X came back from the dead?
Was Nemesis the one in Cy Spurrier's
Yes.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler run with the
Yes.
mushrooms on his head or whatever
Yep.
the fuck? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's knock him down then.
What about the other Wolfsbane, Feral?
Who?
Who?
Forge.
Who to F?
Forge?
Forge.
Oh, I like Forge a lot. But honestly, he's a C tier.
I'd say C. Yeah.
I think,
C
yeah,
to D. I put him with Banshee, I think.
No, he's cooler.
Would you put him with
He's
Banshee?
good.
Would you put Banshee up, or you'd put him in D?
I put him in D.
No, Banshee is in D, right?
No, I mean, like, I wasn't sure if what Cale was like. Well, he's
What is
on
that?
Banshee level
Oh.
at C. But
What is this? A Stooges bit?
who's on first?
I'm gonna say Forge is a D. Unfortunately, I really like Forge.
What?
He's
I think
hard.
it should be a C, but
I
think
feel
is
like
that two? Is that two C's and two D's?
I'm a C.
you're a C. All right, so I'll go C. I'll go C for
Nice.
Forge.
Yes.
Yeah, I
I'm
can't
not
put
mad
Forge
about it.
below
Yeah.
Doug Ramsey.
Let's go. Damn. Chat says C too.
Chat's going higher than I think we are, and I think these guys need to take it down a notch.
Gambit.
Who? F. Who? Who? Get hit the fuck out of here.
I do
Oh
not.
no, Catherine
like,
just joined the chat too.
I do not like Gambit very much. I'm not a very large fan of the character. He's super popular, obviously, and he's got tons of appearances in outside media, and people know who he is. But if it were up to me, I would D him.
D.
Would you? I think he's best. I think he's a C.
At
At
best.
best, yeah, best
I-
C.
He's had
Mm.
one appearance since in outside media since the 90s animated series. I guess okay, two appearances including X-Men 97. That being he was in the Wolverine Origins. And he sucked in that.
Wow, man, yo, we're getting A's, B's.
I feel like he's a B. Like,
Guys, if we turn to the
iconic.
audience in this one, I'm
SS
leaving.
tier. Can we say C?
I think he's a B. Honestly, he's iconic. That's one like I think he's more recognizable to a layperson than Emma Frost.
But I think because of that, he makes his way up into C tier, out of the depths of.
I don't think he's a
D.
D. I don't. He's not in the same realm as Boom Boom and Blink.
Side of me, he is.
Damn.
Gavin said he's had his own solo series and he's carried several
Yeah.
solo series.
Clayman.
Gambit was one of the first comic books I ever had.
I
He's
mean,
the
I'll
one-
concede the C. I won't argue about a C if that's
Yeah.
what we have to do.
I think it's a
C.
B.
strong. Yeah, Gore Gambit's a strong supporting X-Man. C, strong C.
Yeah.
I mean, he really in the comics he hasn't really been an X-Man that's been influential since outside of like the animated series. I guess. Let's put him in C. All right, we got Gateway. Any thoughts on Gateway?
He's cool. Who?
D.
Yeah.
D tier.
Gateway
F.
is who just background characters now? It's people we
He
don't
just doesn't
recognize
get
as
to do
background characters.
anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, absolutely. It is.
He does one thing, Sean.
right. True.
Gentle. Any love for Gentle?
Who?
Who?
Hard who?
Glob Herman.
Oh.
Who?
F.
No, I think he goes
F.
F.
him.
F.
F him.
F has a certain special place in my heart looking at this list, actually.
Yeah.
Gold Balls. I think there's another F there.
F.
All right, we're going to be going through a couple here. Gray Malkin.
Damn.
Gray
Who?
Malkin.
Who?
I've heard
Young
that
X-Men.
name before.
Gray Malkin?
Yeah.
Isn't that where they live? That's their street.
I know that's kind of a weird thing about it. Yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Havoc.
Oh, I love Havoc.
Havoc's gotten more play than Gambit in the comics, honestly, in terms of
Uh-huh.
X-Men.
In my heart, he is an A, but realistically, I think he's a C tier. He gets
Give
bonus
him-
points for being a Summers.
I give him a B to a C.
Yo, then bump him up to B.
I I like Havoc enough, I guess. I could be swayed to a B, but I would say a C.
I'm not against putting him at B just to put him above Gambit.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that.
I see some C's though. I don't know.
Yo, chat got the wrong people. They're mixing everybody up.
In chat, because we're going through this pretty quickly, if you put a letter down, just say who it's about to, because now that I see like a list of things here. All right. So how about
That would be
Hellion?
right.
B.
Who?
Where
Hellion?
Havoc land?
Oh, Havoc I put him in B.
Oh,
Nice.
We had 3 B's there.
Who next?
Hellion's gonna go in Who. Hepzibah, we'll put that in Who. Hope.
Ah, yes, another redhead. I love Hope. Hope is the first like new mutant that came out during my time reading comics, and she's been relevant pretty much ever since. And she got to do a lot of work during the Krakoan era. And for me, she's an A-list X-Men, but I think she probably belongs in B.
I think she's a C.
I know one thing about Hope, and it's that she was the mutant that was born after mutants couldn't be born.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And since then, she's a gene clone. Like that's what I know about her.
That is crazy. How is she a gene clone?
Yeah, for real. She's much cooler than Jean.
I just said I know 2 things about her.
And
She's
you
got
don't know
red
one of
hair
them.
and she's a gene clone.
Read more comics.
I don't have time.
You read them on the show. You
I don't
read
have time for
Immortal
those,
X-Men.
my
She was
man.
in
I
every
don't have time
single
for
issue.
those.
God.
Hope to me, I'm gonna say C.
She's a C,
And
dude. She's over.
That's being generous.
Oh, she's overhyped.
You know how like Sonic the Hedgehog and like Shadow the Hedgehog is just Sonic with a gun? Hope is just Jean Grey with a gun.
Nah, but Shadow's cool. Hold on a second. Shadow's cool. He's like SPO.
And you know what? Hope is cool too.
Guns are cool.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm cool with C. I think she's up there in a C.
Fine. Catfish says, I just got here and I'm aghast that Emma is not S tier. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. There's just no way. We can't do it.
What about Husk? Any affiliation? Any love for Husk?
F.
All right.
Who?
This I have to look up. Icarus. That's who. If I actually had to look it up, that's the thing. Iceman. I feel like this is an interesting one.
A. Like he got
come
some
on.
good play. He's an iconic original and has kind of like lasted throughout his history. He's from the 60s. I mean, and he's still relevant. In a not as big way as some of the other characters like Beast, and obviously Jean Grey and Cyclops, but I think he's up there.
So not as big as Beast, but on the same tier as him.
Yeah. Bottom of A.
I think he's a B. He's above Angel, but he's not Beast. If those are gauges in terms of original 5 and where they land on this.
Iceman is a power. And it's a pretty cool, badass power. But outside of that, what is there to care about? He's a strong B, but that's it.
it's B. And I got B feels generous.
I think he could be A. He's just not there yet.
There's nothing in his character. Like he's just cold Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Well, he likes guys now, so it's the opposite of Johnny Storm. Yeah.
He's cold Johnny Storm, yeah.
Honestly, make him a himbo and he'd be more enjoyable, I think.
He is.
He
That's
is.
I
and
guess
that's
so, yeah.
that's not doing anything for him.
Ink. Who?
Who?
All right, here we go. Jean Grey.
I don't have to be a part of this.
I've got the shirt on.
I think my vote is pretty clear.
Jean Grey is an S. Jean Grey is easily, undeniably one of the most recognizable X-Men. Has been in every Team X-Men movie except for one. Played by one of the bigger actors of her generation, by Sophie Turner. She's been in multiple animated series. Jean Grey is probably the most popular woman X-Men. With an insane power set, there's no denying that she is S tier. The most iconic X-Men story centers Jean Grey. There's just no way to deny it.
I think it centers the Phoenix.
You're wrong.
No, Sean, I think you're right. I think that we should put her slightly above Beak.
I think she's A.
It's ridiculous.
I think
I don't think she's the most iconic female X-Men, first of all.
Agreed.
It's Storm. There's no question about that.
Jean's been in more movies than Storm.
Okay.
Who cares? Half of them aren't good.
I hate this.
I think she's an A. I don't.
The Phoenix question is it. She's S. I can't. Gun to my head.
Of course.
My wife loves me. I can't sacrifice my life to put Jean Grey in F. It's got to be S. I like it. Not only does the X-Men need Jean Grey, the franchise revolves around the Phoenix, whether you like it or not. The Phoenix is Jean Grey.
That was gonna be my question. Is the Phoenix Jean Grey?
Yes, and it sucks ass.
I thought it was
But
Echo.
so many
We never
people-
got a
people get
resolution
it.
there. So is that Marco?
I hate it.
I'm saying A. We got 2 S's. What are you saying? You gonna break this? You're gonna send it to the listeners, which I think it's gonna go S if it goes to the listeners.
Yeah, I'll relinquish it. I'll give them the S.
Let's fucking go. That's what I'm talking about.
Take it.
Still below Cyclops.
I don't care.
And
All right,
if you wait
a
a few more ways
contentious
than one.
one right now. Madison Jeffries.
Who?
Who?
Jubilee. Kale.
Oh damn! No, what? No, D. At least D. She's mad
I
fun.
think she's a C.
Whoa! All right, relax, bud.
What?
I think I just like female heroes with explosion powers. I like Boom Boom. I like Dazzler. I like Jubilee.
I'll give you D in that she's not,
I mean, I'll take it, Cal.
malformed the way Glob Herman and Brood and Beak are.
Oh no, or being mutinist against showing mutants.
D.
So-
D. I think we
I'll
netted out.
ride with a D.
Oh, that's a big pause on that one. But Juggernaut.
He's not a mutant.
He's
Yeah,
not a
he's
mutant,
not.
but he
I
has
hate
been an
this
X-Men.
list. He's not a mutant. This is so bogus.
It is an X-Men list, Sean. Even though he's not a mutant, he was still an X-Men.
That's dumb.
Bring it up to editorial. Karma.
Wait, we didn't even do Juggernaut. Can you
Oh,
slow
okay.
down?
I thought we said F.
Go ahead, Gil.
I mean, so okay, if he's not a mutant, he's got to be a who, right? Like, or F because he's not a mutant.
Yeah, I'd
That's
say
kind of
F
where
'cause
my
he's not a
thinking
mutant.
is. Yeah, it's F because he's a poor X-Man, but he's recognizable.
Sure.
Karma.
Who?
Why are you saying who? Do you guys not read New Mutants? Jesus.
I don't know who Karma is. Karma's my boyfriend.
My kink is Karma.
Wait.
Let's. I'm gonna say who. I know her, but who?
I genuinely don't know her.
Karma's great. Let's see. Marco, what do you got?
Who?
Man, you guys.
Sorry, dude.
All right. We got Kid Apocalypse.
Who?
I feel like you had trouble saying who there too, Sean.
Yeah, because like he's fine, but
Yeah, he hasn't really done much. And the editorial wants to pretend he doesn't exist. Kitty Pryde.
Oh,
Good one.
Kitty Pryde's an A tier for me.
yeah,
I'm
A
with it.
tier.
I'm very
okay.
comfortable with that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
I think
That was
she is
easy.
recognizable. The fact that she hasn't been a big player in one of the movies yet is bonkers to me. Who is this? Oh, it's Leech. Leech.
F.
F.
F. Yeah, that's a solid F. We have Legion. does have a cool. He had a phenomenal TV show. If anyone has not checked out the Hulu Legion series, it is
good.
So damn good.
Yeah.
Like in the comics, though, he's
a D.
He's a C.
C makes sense.
Yeah, C is okay.
C makes sense.
Would you put him down, Sean?
I kind of would, honestly, but that feels like maybe it might be disrespect to the character.
He's in the same tier as Phantom X and Jubilee. He's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know how Caliban made it to D.
That's what
first
we mean.
of all.
He could be lowered. I don't care about it.
Yeah, word. Bring Caliban down.
Caliban
actually.
does not belong there. I'm putting him in who? Sorry. He's not even going to go to F.
No, he's chill. Wait, we can put him in F at least.
He's
I
chill.
don't even know who he is.
Long shot.
Ooh,
Like long shot.
I like long shot, but come on.
Definitely, yeah, D or F, but
Say D. Yeah.
I guess D in the same tier as Boom Boom. That makes sense.
Long shot for A.
Multiple Man.
The idea is cool, but I feel like nobody knows how to use him.
Dude, they use him perfectly. He's just a foot soldier.
But like, okay, cool. That's whatever. Then just use a bunch of clones, right? Or like Doombots, like whatever.
You got to read Peter David's X Factor, Marco.
I like Multiple Man enough, but I'm not a big fan of his. Peter David's X Factor was really good, and he was good in that. And he's always been, a part of those ensembles. I could see it. Is a C too strong?
Yeah, I was gonna say D.
Who do we have
I
in
put him in D
C?
temporarily.
It
But
starts with Archangel and Gambit.
He's not.
He's a D.
D.
He's a D.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't. Once you list those two names out, I don't. On the tier of Phantom X Jubilee, sure, that's fine.
Yeah. Was Rosenberg's Multiple Man? Was that any good?
That was good actually. That was a lot of fun.
That came
really?
out around the same time as Visions and Hawkeye,
Yeah.
and it kind of is part of that.
I heard
solo
mixed
series
reviews on
wave.
it though.
Yeah.
No, I liked it a lot. Yeah.
Yeah?
It might be one of my more favored Rosenberg Marvel stuff.
Hey, chat. If you guys are enjoying this so far, make sure you Hulk smash that like button. Well, we're talking X-Men, so maybe not a Hulk smash. Give us a Colossus smash
Ooh.
on that like button. If you've ever played the X-Men arcade game, I want the Colossus yell. Remember when he like freaks out and yells, he uses his power?
I think that's still our sound for Twitch subs on the stream, which doesn't really work anymore. But
right.
Yeah.
So Colossus, yell that like button. Super chats are open. You can join the channel if you want. Get a channel membership. This is Comics Pals Month. We're going to be reading off the Patreon list a little bit later. If you want to be a part of that list and help celebrate us and yourselves this month, there are a lot of ways you can do that as we roll right along with this tier list. Thank you for joining us.
All right. Next up, Magic.
Love Magic.
Listen, we got paid to say Magic is in S tier. Now we can put her wherever we want.
I can't do S. I think she's a B.
Say B.
Oh, damn.
Right next to her brother.
Yeah.
Strong B. I like Magic more than I like Colossus, I
Same.
think.
Yep.
Yeah.
More dynamic character, more interesting, but not as well. Is she as iconic?
I think
No, she's not. She's not. I don't
not
think
yet.
so.
Not yet.
I don't know about that. I would almost argue in the modern day she's probably more iconic.
I don't
Actually,
disagree.
that's a fair point.
That phenomenal New Mutants movie with Anya Taylor-Joy as Magic.
But you say that and like forget the movie, but Anya Taylor-Joy is the perfect face. Like you can already see it.
Yeah.
But even in the comics, like she's been a bigger feature. Like X of Swords was a really big stuff for her there. She had a good portion of that. She's been important in Krakoa.
She would be the weakest A or one of the strongest Bs.
Damn, I want to bump her up to A.
I think B.
No,
I'm gonna ride with B.
Because if she's a weak A, that means you can argue whether or not she should be there. If she's a strong B, that's where she belongs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with B. Magma.
Who?
Oh, I love Magma.
Oh, there's a new mutant Sean likes. All right.
Yeah.
Who?
Magma. Damn. Yeah.
Female Human Torch.
I would say D.
I'm with you. Yeah, and I'm with you. I think Magma's a D. I think like that those original like Sienkiewicz era New Mutants deserve anything out. They deserve to be outside of Who, and somewhere on the actual list. But I'm cool with D.
Marco Cale.
I don't know her, so if you guys say D, if you feel strongly about it, fine.
If I don't know her, so if you say D, I say let's meet in the middle and put her in F.
No, she's not gold balls. That's 2 Ds. There's more Ds than not. Magneto. Huh.
Oh, S tier, S tier. That's double S tier.
Man.
You guys are deliberating on this?
Yes.
Not
yes,
me.
because
It's S tier for me.
the question is greatest X-Men of all time. And I don't think that if we're only looking at tenure as an X-Men, that I would put Magneto in that caliber of S. As a character overall in the universe, unequivocally. But as an X-Men, I would not say that. I would say A.
He's led the X-Men through some of the hardest times.
I would argue he's probably had the best arc of an X-Man.
Up
The
there with
most
Cyclops.
meaningful arc related to the cause.
I don't think you could put him anywhere below an S, personally.
Yeah, man, he has to be.
In Gore Vidal, love your books, by the way, even mentions like Claremont was even seeding the hero stuff during his run. So it's not a recent thing.
He's an S.
I'm curious to see what should we see what the chat says?
The chat is saying S. It's an S.
Quad S.
Because I was the
Triple
only
S.
I was the only A on the panel anyway.
Your
put him- I put him
chat's gonna
before
riot
him.
if he's not an S.
Because he goes from the violence against humans. You know, it takes a long time and he still gets pissed off every now and then, but you know, goes from violence against humans up to now saying, you know, that, hey, look, goes to now saying, you know, okay, we have to live together. I realize I have to reconcile with my past, but you know, we've gotta figure this out.
When I started reading comics, Magneto was a villain. And that was in the 2000s. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm considering that from, you know, now as well. So
All right, so I say S.
I say S as
An
well.
S.
I think Cale said an S too. So that alone settles that. Marrow, right down back to who?
Huh?
I mean, Marrow's
Oh.
a D.
Marrow,
an
the
F.
one that can use his bones as like spears and shit.
Yeah, like I know she was in Marvel vs. Capcom, but like I don't think I've ever read a Marrow story.
Like Spike?
Oh,
Red
Marrow's
Story,
a
she
woman?
was
Yeah, I was
in.
thinking this. Maybe I'm
Spike
thinking
is
of
like from the X-Men Evolution show.
Yeah.
With the equivalent.
Oh,
Essentially.
Okay.
Okay. Who?
Facts.
I'm okay with who, honestly.
Yeah. Slap her in there.
Mercury.
Huh?
Huh? Were you doing the cat meme?
Yeah, yeah. That's what I've been doing.
Mimic. One of the early X-Men. One of the ones right after the original 5.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, who?
Dang.
Yeah, he's irrelevant.
I thought it was Morph.
Okay. I'm not sure why she's on this list because I didn't make this one, but I verified it. But she was an outlier. Moira.
Interesting.
It's technically at the beginning of Krakoa, she was kind of with the X-Men.
I love Moira McTaggart. I have been a fan of Moira since the animated series. And I think that she got a huge level up throughout the Krakoan era. She went out a little sad post Hickman, but she did get a good ending. For me, I would give her a D, although I would like to go a little higher in my personal list, but I would say a D is probably appropriate.
I think C with Krakoa being the bump.
I mean, I would have put her in F before Krakoa, so I think the bump is D.
I agree
Because
with
F,
that.
she was technically human, and she came up with a cure for humankind, which only led to bad things.
And she's always been like on and off with the team, even just being as an ally, especially in the Claremont stuff. She gets married to Banshee or some shit.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
D. I say D.
I'm cool with D.
It is.
D. Monet. Don't you dare say who.
B.
Monet's fine.
I don't know anything about Monet. I know of her, but
D.
Mad D.
That's fine. I'm just happy to see her on the list.
she's a placeholder X-Man for me. Like,
Danny Moonstar.
She's cool.
I'm going C for Danny. I think the Demon Bear saga is one of the most iconic X-Men stories of all time.
Yeah.
She's been in film, even though it was a shitty movie. She's been on the Avengers, I believe, with like Thor when she was Valkyrie. Like she has some.
What
What's up?
has she done in the last 20 years?
What I just said. She was a Valkyrie.
not an X-Men thing though. That's a Thor thing.
Fair.
I'm gonna say D.
I gotta trust y'all's gut on this one.
Yeah, D.
Damn. I could just put her in C. I have control over this list. Mystique.
Ooh.
She's a villain.
As an X-Man? Oh yeah.
I wouldn't consider her a villain, but she is a constant antagonist of the X-Men. Like I think she does what she wants.
What kind of semantics was that? She's not a villain, but she's an antagonist.
Because she does stuff for herself, but it's never like she
That's
still
pretty
does stuff in
villainous
like
stuff.
the benefit of mutant kind in a way, but I don't really consider her villainous, at least not within the last decade or so.
But she'll do stuff for the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
But I would argue
Definitely
sometimes
a
the
villain.
Brotherhood was right.
Where do we put Juggernaut?
Juggernaut
F.
was F. Yeah.
I say F. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, she's not a
Okay.
who, that's for sure.
I would have said D.
Namor. Oh man, people were gunning for Mystique. Jeez. But yeah, I
Namor?
think as a term as an X-Man, I don't think that really counts.
Yeah, there's no way.
F.
Namor.
Namor.
I mean, he's really only been on what? X-Men Red and Dark X-Men?
He has so few interactions with the X-Men, and
He's more of a Fantastic Four member.
yeah, I'm gonna say F for the sake of the list.
Yeah, I think he falls in the same territory as Juggernaut and Mystique. Recognizable, but not really as X-Men. Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
This is an A.
Easy A.
S tier in my heart, dude.
Really?
I'm sure a lot of people in the chat will agree with that, but I don't see how you can look at what we have in S and put Nightcrawler alongside that.
Nightcrawler's
So
iconic.
cool. He's iconic. He had a huge scene in
Marco,
moment in
I'm
the
starting to
movie.
think everyone's iconic to you. I'm not sure you know what iconic means.
Wait, what are you talking about? He has like one of the most popular scenes in that second movie.
You've said every character you like is iconic. They can't all be iconic.
No, they can.
I mean, that's the point, I guess. Maybe I don't know what iconic means.
And there it is.
I don't see how Nightcrawler is iconic on the level of the characters that we have in S. I don't think his name rings out in the same way.
Magneto, you put Nightcrawler and Magneto on the same level. Sorry.
I can see on a personal affiliation, maybe, but yeah, I think he's a solid A.
On a character list, sure, but not as an X-Man.
I'll concede that.
Any love for Oya? Oya.
Who?
Oh,
Huh?
Man, guys, read Jason Aaron X-Men. North Star.
B.
F.
Has North Star done anything besides get married?
D.
I think because
No.
it's June 1st, we can't put him in F.
Nah. D.
I would still say F easily.
Wow.
That's a hate crime.
Wow. No allies here. Jeez. So what are we saying? D or F?
We got people in the chat saying who, so
F.
There you go.
Jeez. All right, fine. F. This is Pete Wisdom. Who?
who?
Okay. Pixie. I like Pixie. Pixie
That's
was one of
nice.
those X-Men that was around when I started reading X-Men. But she doesn't really do anything. She's iconic, but she doesn't really do anything.
She ain't iconic.
Okay, sorry, let me rephrase. She's an iconic, like, if there is a group shot of all mutants, she's there.
As a background character.
So
She's an
Beak.
iconic background
So
character.
is Beak.
If there's a group shot of all X-Men, they're all there.
No, I mean, like, but like, you know, where it's like not fully detailed, like you can still pick out Pixie because of the wings.
F.
F.
Man,
Yeah, D.
I think
F is harsh.
D. Man, I wish someone would do something with her. Jeez. Polaris.
Oh, I like Polaris.
I like Polaris too.
I like Polaris. I recently was burned by the fact that Jerry Duggan wrote her drinking coffee in the middle of an Orcus assault. I could see a C. I feel like
I see
Polaris is a
C.
good C.
Yeah.
I think
C
it's
for
too. I mean,
cappuccino.
and I often have to show up late to grab coffee before I go to work, so I think I was relatable to me. I'm gonna go with C.
Lobo said, just add iconic to whatever descriptor you have for a character. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe
Y'all
she.
use
Okay,
it
Pixie
too
is like
much.
point.
X-conic. I think not really iconic, but Prodigy. He's like, I think he's a D.
Yeah.
He's cool.
He's a D. He's up there with Pixie. God, Danny should be higher.
It's whatever.
Who is this? This is who is? Oh,
Okay,
it just-
I think they go right to who then. If you
no. It's,
figure it
it's
out.
Professor X. It's Professor X. I couldn't see it.
Oh,
fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Because I have I have like the inspect elements tab up, like the actual like of like the files of it, and it just listed as PRX, and I'm like, what the hell's PRX?
So for Professor Xavier, I am saying S.
Yeah,
I think if Magneto is an S, Professor Xavier has to be an S. He's
Yeah.
been there from the beginning. Iconic moment after iconic moment, movie after movie. There's no doubt.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's the X in X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and those
Look,
eyebrows.
actually,
Like if you want to talk iconic, those eyebrows are iconic. Psylocke.
C.
I don't know, man. I think Psylocke is a B.
I think I'm happy with you, Sean.
Yeah.
There's some really
Psylocke
good
is cool.
Psylocke stories out there.
Yeah, my gut says B.
She might not look like she does in every one of those stories, but still the same character. I think it's B, even though it's a Jay Lee cover on the image.
What?
Sorry, Cal.
Gorvidal says Xavier's an A.
What?
Xavier's an X.
Xavier's a jerk.
Oh, that's
Same
what,
energy.
that's what I was thinking was the, yeah.
Syncratic is asking, is it Betsy or Quanon? I believe it is the combination of the two.
Yeah. Yeah.
Promiscuous Time Traveler, keep that question in mind and hit us again when we end the list.
All right. Next up, we have Pyro. I think he's F. I think he's one of those ones
F.
like he's recognizable, but not really as an X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's more of a villain than Magneto was.
And I'd argue the next character as well, Quicksilver.
Yeah.
Has been an X-Man, but not often. He's mostly an Avenger.
Like Quicksilver very much.
I've never really cared much for him, to be honest. He's kind of a smug Nepo baby.
Cool with an F.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Quentin Quire. I think he's a C. I think he's in the Hope territory.
D.
I'm gonna say D just because I like Hope way more than him.
You putting Cannonball above Quentin Quire?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Who else is in? Man, that feels off, but sure.
I haven't read much, but the only thing I ever see of Quentin Quire is Pete's floating head in any given comic he's ever in. So I don't.
Not wrong. Okay, I need to make this a little bigger. Let's see. Okay. Next up, we have Rachel Gray.
Another Jean clone.
But outside,
Probably my least favorite of the redheads. She's fine, but Hope kind of replaced her in a lot of ways. I would say a D.
Yeah.
I threw in D. Man, this list is getting big. All right. Let's see. Next up, we have Richter.
Who?
The future apocalypse, possibly.
Who?
Yeah, I'm a who. I would put him in F, but I'm not going to argue against the who.
Cale?
Who? I don't know.
All right, fine.
Is he
Rock
the
slide.
earthquake guy?
Ish, yeah.
What about Rock Slide? How do you guys feel about Rock Slide?
F.
I like Wrong Slide more.
I'm
F.
gonna agree with F just for the fact that you reminded me of Wrong Slide. All right, this one might be
that was...
contentious. Rogue.
A.
I think Rogue's an S.
Hell no.
No way.
What?
I feel like Rogue's an S.
No way.
Yeah, easy A.
Man, I'd give her a B, but
I can't even give her an A based on the fact that the character has been in all these movies and has sucked in all of those movies.
To be fair, most of those movies sucked.
The character sucked in those movies.
I know, but the movie sucked. The character's probably gonna suck too.
I don't think X1 and 2 sucked at all. I think those were pretty good movies, and she was trash in them.
Wait, but you say A, right?
Yeah. But I'm
Oh.
saying she can't be S.
Oh. Yeah,
Maybe I'm
I
just
say A.
I think I'm just seeing Kiki Palmer's cosplay as Rogue in my head, and that's why I'm saying S. Which I think is justified. All right, we'll throw her an A. Okay,
Gambit's a
Sabretooth.
C, but
Who's
yeah, Gavin says Gambit's a C, but Rogue's an A. Look, guys, yeah.
I'm sorry, Gavin. I know the hometown thing. I totally get it, but Gambit just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know.
Frankly, neither does Rogue.
That's wild.
Rogue does something for me.
Rogue in the comics is one of the best characters.
Yeah.
So Brian Atkins has a question. What is the distinction
Y'all
between
can
A
have
and
it.
S? Anything specific? I think once we fill it out, we'd be able to show the distinction. I think it is about Marco's favorite word, iconography, and staying power and importance to the overall X-Men brand.
Entirety
Sabretooth.
franchise.
F, right? I think it's fair.
Not an X-Men.
Was
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is Sage.
Who?
Sage has had some play in Krakoa.
Don't know who it is.
F, I guess. A D, I don't know.
I'm thinking D.
Oh, yeah.
Marco, you said who?
I did, and then I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That's who this is.
Oh, so once you recognize, once you got past the who, she's a D.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's in, yeah.
Would it be fine?
Shatterstar.
I don't know that one, actually.
I used to get Shatterstar and a long shot mixed up so often.
Well, there's a good reason for that.
Yeah.
F.
He's not really an X-Men. I agree. Stepford Cuckoos.
Yeah, D.
D. Yeah, I feel
like
like
them,
D's
but-
right. Yeah.
They're neat.
All right. Storm.
S.
Yeah, S.
Okay, that
Easy
wasn't
S.
it wasn't a debate. Okay, yeah, I think Storm is an S. Easy.
The goddess of Mars, bro.
Kale's making a face.
Get out of here, dude.
Are you going to argue this? Are you really going to do this right now, Cale? On today of all days?
The day of our Lord.
Storm? The day of our Lord, Aurora Monroe, a.k.a. Storm, the goddess, queen?
She's an A. I
What?
think she's an
You're
A.
bugging.
I think she's an A.
Yo, take that hot trash out,
If-
bro.
If Jean Grey is an S, Storm is an S. Storm is more iconic than Jean Grey. There's a reason why she's the one of the few to get a solo series in this new.
Look, I
era.
don't want Jean in S either.
That's true. Yeah.
You voted her S. Jean has had multiple solo series alongside Storm. There is absolutely no way.
You
to-
asked for
there's-
my opinion.
And I regret it. Storm's not S. You're smoking crack.
They got that in England.
So
yeah,
S, right?
that's-
We
that's
we
three.
Yeah, but
read
you gotta
it.
be the prime minister to get it.
Strong guy.
Who?
Strong F.
Was that a who? I heard a who. Marco had a strong F. I don't even know he has an actual argument for a strong F, but yeah, no, this is a who. Marco, who's strong guy?
I don't.
That there's the new delineation. Is it a who for Marco? Sunfire.
Oh, Sunfire's cool.
D.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah, no, Sunfire is a D. Yeah.
He's cool, but
Sunspot.
C.
at best.
I think he's C with Cannonball. That lines
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus X-Men 97. All right, Sean. Surge.
Oh, I love Surge. Oh man.
She is teetering on a who. I'm sorry.
No, there's no doubt about it. I'm not going to argue that. If we who her, we who her. But in my
Yeah.
heart, she's definitely a lot higher up than that.
Sorry, guys. Who?
I only know because you guys have brought her up so much.
She's just a meme for me at this point, honestly. I might have to. You got Jean Grey and S, Sean. You got one thing you wanted. I'm sorry. Surge goes to
I'm with
who?
it. It's fair.
Siren. The cooler Banshee.
I like Siren. For me,
D.
Siren's a D.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sync. I think
Whoa,
Sync
what
is
about
a C.
Kayla Marco?
Oh,
I said D.
something. Yeah.
Who?
Yeah, it's 3Ds. Sync.
Sync's cool.
I think Sync's a C.
Was Sync the one that went into the what's it with?
Yep.
Okay, I like Sync.
I
like
think
Sync.
Sync
Floor.
is cool as fuck, but how could he be a C?
B. Yeah. B.
I
I
mean,
think
but
that he's a C.
he's like pivotal. He's a pivotal strategy character for any team that he's on.
The thing is, he's
So-
not on many teams. It's more of a recent thing.
So once.
It was like
I
his
just-
he showed up in Generation X, so it was like his first appearance was. Chris Bachlo, great art, but didn't really do much until the Krakoan age when he was needed for his power set, and it kind of worked for him.
And I think that played. So D.
Damn, I want to say C, but
I want to, but it just doesn't feel right. Marco,
that's
you're
lean-
on
that's leaning
C.
D. I'm leaning C. I
Mm,
think
I'm
he
on
got
D.
enough play
You're
in
on D?
Krakoa to bump him up.
Yeah, I'm on D for that.
Let's throw it to the audience. Let's throw it to the audience.
We got
C or
a
D?
fucking. We got two Sync as Bs. So I don't know, guys.
All right, we'll leave Sync to the side for now while we throw another who out there. Tag.
Who?
This is one of the few that was like a who for me as well. I totally don't know who fucking Tag is. Warpath. Oh no, this is Thunderbird. This is Thunderbird, not Warpath.
Who?
Damn.
I know him, but
That's the one that was dead most of the time.
Yeah, who?
Okay.
What's a one appearance?
Okay. So
he
yeah.
died
So
in-
that's
yeah.
a who.
He died in giant size in the 80s and didn't come back
Yeah.
until like 2 years ago. So he's a who.
So that's a who.
Triage? Any love for Triage?
Who?
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 That's what I figured. Vulcan.
Who?
Okay.
Ah, it's an F.
Vulcan's an
Yeah.
F. Yeah, Vulcan's an F. Recognizable, but not a good X-Man. Any update on Sync, Marco?
We got 53% on D after 17 votes.
Let's let it run for a little bit longer. We
It's
have
close.
Wallflower. That's a who for me as well. Warlock.
Oh, Warlock's mad cool.
I like
Damn,
Warlock.
it's
a
cool
lot.
as hell. A D.
Yeah.
Feels like an F.
Nah, bro.
Frankly.
Nah, he's not an F.
Where's
I think
Doug?
he's a solid D.
Yeah, where's Doug? Actually, put him right next to Doug.
Doug is at C.
He ain't no
Okay,
C.
never mind. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
no, I think
D,
Warlock's a
D.
D. Warlock is sometimes dead, and Doug kind of does his own thing.
So the poll is flipped for Sync now.
See?
C tier. Oh damn, we're C
bouncing.
tier.
Yeah,
Actually, we're at 50-50.
keep it going. All right, what do we have? Now we have Warpath.
D.
D.
I think Warpath's a D.
F.
Really?
Yeah.
He's more of an X-Force guy. Deadly Genesis. I have no argument for F. Anyone else dissent?
No.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Wild Child.
Oh my god. What?
Who?
I've heard of him.
F
he was-
or who?
He was in the most recent Hellions arc run.
Good. Who?
is this? Wither. Wither. That's a who.
With her? Without her? Who?
Who is this? No, this is Wither. I don't know who. Okay, this is a who. Wolfsbane.
D.
I think Wolfsbane's a D. Yeah, I think she gets New Mutants bump up. Wolverine.
SS tier.
It's got to be S, right? It's literally 50-50 on this poll.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I was on D for Sync. Is that
Yeah.
all right? So, and I'll say C just so we can put him somewhere.
All right, Sync's officially C. Wolverine.
I'm a Wolverine hater. I have turned the corner a little bit on the character more recently, but I've never been that big of a fan. To me, inside of me, he's not an S, but it's undeniable that to the world he is an S. There's no question.
Yep.
Yeah, I have no argument outside of S. He is the most.
Yeah.
Like as a comics reader, maybe not the most iconic X-Men, but general public, he is X-Man.
James Tomlinson says, "How is Sync C or D? Just curious if anyone voting actually know his power set." Of course, I don't know if the audience does. I'm assuming they do, but we certainly do. There is a bit of recency bias because Sync has been such a big part of the Krakoan era, which is what's happening right now. I like Sync a lot.
And unfortunately, the tier listing is not just based on power set.
I think Harris is right. Wolverine's beyond iconic.
Yeah. If there's a Wolverine
way
tier, he
around it.
belongs in it. X-Man.
Ooh, heard of that guy.
F.
Yeah, I'm gonna put him in F. All right, last one. X-23.
B.
I'm not against that. Psylocke tier, Iceman tier, Magic tier. Yeah, I'm not against that.
Yeah.
C? You said C?
B.
Yeah. No, I said C.
Oh, you said C. I thought you said B. Okay, I'm
I could
with
be
B.
convinced it would be, but I think C.
Well, the names I just listed with her were on B. So
I feel like
I guess I've been convinced. B.
Yeah, I feel like she's a B.
yeah, okay, that works out. Yeah, she's above Sync and Cannonball. Yeah. All right, that is our list. So you want to go through the S's real quick?
Okay. So we have officially ranked all of the X-Men that we're going to rank. In our S tier, we have
More.
Yeah, right. In our S tier, we have Cyclops, Jean Grey, Magneto, Professor Xavier, Storm, and Wolverine. My question, before we start fucking with who goes where, my question is there anybody in A, and no one else, just in A, is there anybody in A who we think was misplaced and should be bumped up? Because we have exactly 6 people in S.
Who's in A again?
We have Beast, Cable, Emma Frost, Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler, Rogue.
No, I think there are people that should be bumped down. But no, I think A's good.
Yeah, he's good.
I think the only argument is Emma, but I just can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it's just Emma as well. But
okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to futz around with the placement of S?
Yeah, Jean should go down.
Yeah, I think Wolverine should be first. I think then should be Professor X, then Cyclops, Storm, Magneto, Jean.
That's exactly where I was landing.
Wait, sorry, say it again.
Okay, Wolverine first, then Professor X, then Cyclops, Storm, Magneto, Jean Grey.
I put Cyclops above Professor Xavier.
I think I would put Magneto higher.
Oh, you agreed Wolverine and Professor X are the first two.
No, I think Cyclops is before Professor X as well. Wolverine, I think we can all agree, is number one.
I would argue Xavier is higher because of Patrick Stewart.
Good point. Fair point. And James McAnchovy, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Mick Anchovy.
And again, the X is literally his name.
But Cyclops is the quintessential mutant. Cyclops is the leader of men in the field. He's a great tactician. I think Cyclops is an S tier if we're talking about Marvel characters.
I agree, but as far as like being the iconic character, he gets short shrifted.
I think he is on the recovery in terms of public perception. The PR team is doing wonders for him right now with X-Men 97.
I agree.
But he got chumped out in X3.
To be honest, I think that this recovery lately is probably what even gets him into S tier. And I love Cyclops.
What?
No, he's even if people can't name him, they can see him.
I think it's Wolverine, Cyclops, Professor Xavier, Jean, Storm, Magneto. That's how I go.
You can't have the X-Men. You can't have Cyclops without Professor X.
Motherfucker, you can't have this list without Professor X. Duh.
That's why he goes above. Wolverine probably just doing his own thing as Wolverine.
No.
Yeah, Wolverine came into the X-Men.
Exactly. Wolverine
made the X-Men popular.
He was doing his own thing.
I have Wolverine at the top.
I think that's undisputed. Wolverine is
I'm not arguing that.
Iconic, if we're actually using that term correctly. I think Jean is at the bottom of the S tier list, honestly.
I think it's Jean Storm.
Ooh.
Cyclops, Jean Storm.
Cyclops, Jean.
Where's Magneto, Cale?
After Xavier.
So you have Cyclops, Jean, and Storm after Magneto.
Yeah.
Nah.
Because you've got in the movies, he's in 4, no, 5.
5.
He's played by 2 of the biggest actors ever.
Michael Fassbender.
Fassbender hasn't really. He did The Killer like 2 years ago, but
I mean, still like
good actor, great actor,
great actors. We can agree on that.
Yeah.
And again, like we've said, his arc is emblematic of what Xavier is trying to put forward.
Look, truthfully, I got Jean and S. So whatever you guys want to do, I don't care about anymore. Do it. Jean Grey is S. We all agreed. That's good enough for me. Let's go.
So Dan in the chat, talking about the truth, he said Wolverine first and Jean last. Anywhere in between can be based on personal taste.
I'm cool
that's
with that.
based on personal taste.
That's what we're arguing. Yeah, absolutely.
No, I think that's right. I think Dan the truth is speaking the truth.
How is that objective?
Because Dan said it. He speaks the truth. This is implicit in the Palsverse. This is canon.
Wolverine, Magneto, Jean, Cyclops, Storm, Professor X. That's what Jay says. JNYC.
Sean, in your head, do you constantly have to fight through like who's the most iconic, and then you're just thinking about like Marvel versus Capcom 2? Like this is all.
Well, I take it all in. And I feel like these are the characters that are the most known and recognizable. But I personally feel like Jean is better than the bottom of S. I really do.
Well, I think she's the bottom on this list, even though she's not a bottom in real life. So I think it's a little bit of a tipping.
Actually, that's a fair point. She's the top on both Wolverine and Cyclops.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
So then she should be the top of the list. There we go.
Oh, come
No,
on. Old Johnny Two Dicks gets top. Top billing.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so Wolverine first, and we're saying Cale's saying Cyclops second. I'm saying perfect.
Nope, that's not what I said.
What are you saying?
Xavier second.
Oh, I'm agreed with that.
Okay.
Xavier second. Tyler?
I'm just gonna agree with whatever the general. I'm okay with whatever at this point.
I'm gonna concede order. Wolverine belongs at the top. I'm gonna let that ride, and it is what it is from there.
Like, I'm only really curious about who is the top of the list for each. Like who is the top of A? I think we can agree is probably Emma, or maybe not.
All right. Can we hit promiscuous time travelers question?
Yeah. Can you? Did he restate?
Yeah,
it or
I
did
got
you
it.
save
I got it. He said, y'all should go through and pick a character that you think should have been ranked higher and a character that you think should have been ranked lower, or just in general disagree with the ranking. So who would you guys say should be higher?
My boy, Nightcrawler, should have been higher. Personal
The
opinion.
Margot tier, Nightcrawler's S.
Right.
Do you have a lower? Do you have a bottom in this?
Okay. Or yeah, we'll do it your way.
No, I have to think on that one a little more.
I think Hope is low. And I think that I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable for the most part with where everybody is.
You could say
I think
Surge,
Deadpool's
Sean.
high. Deadpool's
Okay.
high.
I think Danny Moonstar is too low. And I think Jean Grey's too high.
I think, well, personally, this is just my hatred for the character. Jean is too high. But I think for this list, Storm and Rogue are too high. And I don't know if anybody should be raised.
Yo, Storm is too high?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
That's the most wild take of the show, I think.
Bugging.
That's how I feel.
LTRX, yeah, Manifold's not on the list. Apologies.
Is that Gateway?
Gateway is his uncle, I think.
Great.
Rami asks, how is Cyclops S? How not? Are you kidding me? Some things are just based on truth, right? And I feel like the characters in S tier are all the most iconic, recognizable, loved X-Men that exist. I don't think we can get away from that. If there's going to be an X-Men anything, right, that comes out, Cyclops is going to be in that.
Except when he's not.
When was that?
First Class.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. But a lot of these people weren't on that list. Or
New
weren't
Mutants.
Well, I'm talking about an X-Men.
If that's the case, Beast should be bumped up. He was the one that was actually, no, he wasn't in the original two. Damn it. Man, Cale said he doesn't want any women in S tier. Damn.
That's not true. I was the winning vote for Jean. Don't even fucking think.
You said
I don't
she's
want
too
her
high.
there. I don't want her there. She is too high, if you're asking me. However, I put her there.
I think
because I
Tyler
know where
makes a
she
good point.
belongs. I know where she belongs.
I think it's Sean agreeing with me when it comes to accusing Cale of sexism.
Gambit. People seem to think we misplaced Gambit.
Mad
Well,
people.
y'all can all fuck right off.
Damn.
Gambit's not going anywhere. And I've had it.
Where do we have him at?
C.
Shit, man.
Put him lower.
On
Put
my
him lower.
on my list, he'd be lower than that. So you guys should be grateful.
Damn.
That he ended up where he did.
I
gotta
literally
put up with all this shit.
I literally can't remember a good X-Men story where he was a member of the team.
Yeah, he's usually doing his own like
in
side
comics
things
that I've liked. He's always on like side teams, or he's doing his own thing on a side mission, and he's not really like with the team. I know he was like on the blue and gold team, which has people some love for that.
He's a side quest character, man. He's your side quest ally. You're doing like an escort mission. He's like there to help you out.
Columbo allyship at an all-time low at the Pals. What do you mean by that?
On June 1st of all days, damn.
What do you mean by that? Who was that in reference to?
Wanting the women out of S tier.
That blame Cale. That's Cale's agenda. He's working that angle. I'm not working that. All right. That's the list. That is it. This is our definitive ranking for the X-Men. It's final. This is it. Oh wait, actually, do we want to do top of each tier real quick?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So we already figured out as top of A is Emma, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's Emma or Beast.
Nah. I think Emma. Emma has had like larger implications with the school, which I think is a huge part. Beast has been a teacher. Has he ever been headmaster?
Beast might have been. Yeah.
Wait for Beast. I love Beast.
I think it's Beast.
Okay.
Already there. B tier.
All right.
Deadpool.
Hell no.
B tier
Yes,
might be,
bro.
B tier might be Magic.
Who's in B tier?
We got Bishop, Colossus,
Yeah.
Deadpool, Havoc, Magic, Psylocke, X-23.
Havoc, actually.
Iceman?
It might be Iceman.
Yo, where's the Havoc love, bro?
I'll go with Magic.
My gut says Magic, though.
I'd say Magic or Cable.
Ooh, Cable.
Well, good thing Cable's in A tier, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Cable's
so
in
Magic.
A tier? What the hell am I looking at?
You're looking at Bishop.
We put him
No,
above.
Cable-
We put him above Bishop.
The first one in B tier is Bishop,
Oh,
which is what it's only proving my point
Cable?
that
Oh,
Bishop
okay,
is
I
just a
see.
clone of Cable. If you can't even tell the difference between them.
well, no. How are you? Am I missing something? I'm looking at the tier list that's on the YouTube stream. I can't see these people.
Oh, there's a lot, so it's a little tricky. But yeah, turn your HD up, full screen it.
I don't even know how to do that.
Yo, Kefis, you're what? Havoc is cool as fuck. Yo, people are coming at me right now.
I'm gonna have the
that's so
bat for Marco here. Havoc is neat.
Cool dude. Surfboards and shit.
So that's
Yo,
two votes
chat-
for Magic. That's already unless
I'll give it to Magic.
Magic at top.
Chad is upset about our Gambit take. Oh my goodness.
Well, you know what? Maybe Gambit could be top of C. What do we think?
Who's in C? Hold on.
C,
Let's
we
give
have-
it a fair shot.
Angel, Armor, Cannonball, Doug Ramsey, Dazzler, Forge, Gambit, Hope, Polaris, Sunspot, Sync.
Forge or I like Doug though.
Hope is at the top of C for me personally.
It's Dazzler for me.
Damn, we're all different on that one. Cale.
Havoc equals whiny. No, Havoc just knew what he wants, and he got it.
I gotta say Hope because she's the impetus for an entire era.
Damn. All right. Hope it is.
That's fine. Yeah, Hope's fine. Unless I think my okay. No. All right. So should we
Don't
go to
read
D
that
real
out.
quick? D, we have
Don't do that, Sean.
Wait, what is?
What?
Man.
Whoa, no, Q-Lumbo's coming for Cale in the chat.
Oh shit.
Put it out there. Go ahead.
All right.
Oh my God, Columbo. Columbo says Cale doesn't want women in S, but also doesn't see color. Complicated man. He couldn't tell the difference between Bishop and Cable.
I get.
You couldn't
Icon.
see. You
The
couldn't see
icons
color?
aren't big enough. Damn. I don't want to play this game anymore.
Oh my God, dude.
It's a horrible podcast now.
Oh my God, that's crazy funny. All right. So we went with Hope.
We went with Hope. Yeah.
Or do we want to appease the audience and give them Gambit?
No.
No.
Hope.
Nah.
All right.
I put Dazzler. It's like Dazzler. It's Hope, Dazzler, Gambit.
God, put Gambit lower.
Let's just do D real fast.
I don't want to. Do you want me to read all these names real quick?
No.
Okay.
Just
I think
God, I don't even
it's
care about
it might be Jubilee or Danny Moonstar or Quentin.
This is all nonsense to me.
Jubilee.
Moira.
Yeah, Moira. Again,
Moira.
the impetus for
Moira,
The
love
whole
it.
thing.
Fine. Moira,
Yeah.
Jubilee second. There we go. Moira, noted X-Man. No Moira McTaggart.
F is Juggernaut.
I would have given it to Glob, but sure.
I'd like to note that by technicality, Onslaught is S tier
Because he's Professor X.
and
And
Magneto.
Magneto.
No. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
That's like saying fucking
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Vegito is S tier because he's Goku and Vegeta.
I would
not
say
how it
people
works.
would argue that.
what's wrong with Vegito.
Yeah, I don't.
Nothing's necessarily wrong with Vegito, but the fusion, the two characters being a part of the fusion doesn't automatically place that fused version in S.
So is
Oh, I
Onslaught
see.
more of a Vegito or a Gogeta?
Of Vegito.
I don't know the difference. I was just making up a word. I didn't even know that was an actual character.
Anyway, this is our list. If you have a problem with it, that's just gonna have to be too damn bad because the Comics Pals have laid it down. Hopefully you like it. If you want us to do more things like this, let us know. Chat, you guys have been super, super active. I love to see it. I'm glad that there are so many of you that have passion for the X-Men like we do. Aaron makes a great point. Put Gambit at the top of C. Didn't Gavin give you the half gloves and Birds of Prey? You're right. And for that, I agree. Yeah. Top of C for Gambit for me.
I already closed it.
Damn.
I did share it in the chat though, so if you guys want to do your own tier list and throw it in the Discord, feel free. That'd be cool to talk about.
Hey, Cale, you got a specific question from Brian Adkins who says, what is Cale's problem with Jean Grey?
I genuinely just find her annoying from the animated series. That's it. I've read very little that actually has redeemed her and redeemed her by that opinion. I don't like the Phoenix. I find the Phoenix incredibly annoying as a concept, and it going into the most annoying, useless character just like makes her worse for me. So
Jean Grey ruined death in comics.
I see that.
Superman ruined death in comics. Superman's death almost ruined comics.
Little bit of column A, a little column B.
I think there was something, Sean, that we read fairly recently. I think was it the Jean Grey book? That was I found pretty good.
Yeah.
Issue or two.
Yeah, the most recent one sort of the end of Krakoa, where she's going through the her life and how she would have made different choices or whatever.
Is that Louise Simonson writing that one?
I
Yes,
believe so.
that's who it was. Yes.
Yeah, that book
I
was
actually
sick.
recommend the Bendis era Jean Grey solo book. It's young Jean Grey. It's pretty good too.
Ooh, Nasser HQ. Spidey's not a mutant.
Sorry to break the news. So we're not done. We are not done with this show. There is more to come. We wanted to get the rankings done so that we can start X-Men month with a clear understanding of what we believe about these characters as far as how they're ranked, where they belong, and what their legacy is. But we're not done. I want to talk right now about the fact that we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. If you are watching this and you're having a good time with us and you are not subscribed to our channel, help us out by clicking that subscription button. It is completely free to do, and it helps us out a lot. Like the video as well. Likes help a ton as well. These are free ways that you can show support to your boys. I talked about the giveaway that we're going to be doing, which is impending. And the only thing you have to do to be a part of this giveaway is have left us a comment. Now, my thing is, should we save taking in the comments for the giveaway until later on so that we can ensure that whoever wins is actually here?
Later on in the episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of. I've been getting the names together as we were doing all that previously. So
Nice.
And what we're going to be giving away is each one of us each week is going to pick a book that we really love and cherish that matters to us, and we are going to gift it to one of you to show our appreciation for you guys. So it's Comics Pals month, but it's also listener month. So this week, Tyler is up. And Tyler, what is it that you want to gift to the listeners?
yeah, so if your name gets picked today, you're gonna get a copy of Zoe Thorogood's "It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth," one of my favorite comics come out of recent memory, possibly ever. Really, really, really good book. It's about Zoe, her experience during COVID, and writing and drawing another book, or drawing another book, and how her personal life was affected with that. Deals with anxiety, deals with depression, deals with relationships. It's just real good stuff.
Am I wrong in thinking part of it is that she's going blind or something too?
You are
Or is
wrong.
that something different?
No.
It's not in this book.
Oh, maybe that's a different Zoe Thorogood. I swear there's an association there.
So that's what you can win. If you hang around, we're going to announce the winner. We're going to do the spin the wheel and figure out who wins later on. So hopefully you guys will stick around if you want to win a copy of that. We've got a lot more announcements as far as what's coming this month. So to start, tomorrow, our patrons, we're going to have a hangout. We're going to do our Patreon hangout tomorrow. We want to kick the month of June off by spending some time with you guys. We can go over this ranking that we just did. I know a lot of patrons are in the chat right now and have some thoughts with capital T about some of these placements. So if you want to come and argue with us voice to voice, we can do that tomorrow and just celebrate the comics we're loving right now. So I hope to see a lot of you there for that. We're also planning, this should be a lot of fun. This is the first time ever we are planning a Discord hangout with all the listeners. So
everyone.
Yes.
You got a screen name? We want to see it.
Yes. If you're on our Discord server, you will be able to just sit on voice chat with us, chit chat. We'll get to know each other. Everybody is welcome. It's going to be a really, really fun time. So I hope to see you guys there for that as well. And we're going to be doing Discord giveaways. Each week, we're going to do a giveaway for only the people on our Discord server. There's a link to it in the description of this video or wherever it is that you're listening to us. So make sure you are on our Discord server for giveaways, hangouts, and all the rest of it. We're going to have a really fun month, and I don't think you guys are going to want to miss out on any of this stuff. that we've got going on. Speaking of Patreon, patreon.com/thecomicspals is the absolute best way to support the show. We love everybody that supports us over there. We love to give you guys bang for your buck. We love to give back to you. And one of the ways we do that is with a nickname and a shout out on this very show. So I have the honor and the privilege to give a special shout out to the best pals in the universe. Thunderstruck Rebecca Alejandro, the Hound of Justice Atomic Hound, Starcross Catherine Stars, and the Red Spiral Storm. I also want to thank the Night Stalker Harris Dajinski, Brian Demolisher Del Pozo, Kefis the Incorruptible, Momentum Mike Elliott, Dan the Truth Trudeau, Jalen Sanguine Sorcerer, Marley Manastorm, Slow Flow Dameron, Christian Uncaged Harriet, Always Laughing, The Spear of Justice, Izzy Spears, The Great Destroyer, Hyper Viper 89, The Storm of Pain, Sanji San, Adam and Bernie the Best Boy, Robert Run It Back, Kashabak. Returning to the Palsverse, we have Pete the Dreamweaver Collins, and joining the Palsverse with an official origin, the first Palsverse origin of June, is Matthew Malice Price. Here we go.
Oh.
Words have power. The power to build someone up and make them believe. The power to tear someone down and rob them of who they are and what they could be. Matthew knew the power of words all too well. His father wielded words like knives, and he would wedge them into the mind of Matthew on a nightly basis, shredding through his self-confidence. Whispers of future failures, of disappointing the family, and falling below even the most meager of expectations. To the surprise of everyone, Matthew was a good student. Bringing home great grades or honors seemed to only enrage his father even more. But Matt was driven by that now. To see the look on his father's face every time he defied him by succeeding was a joy that he clung to. Despite his father's best efforts, Matt found a way to rise above and be better than his father. Or had he? Years later, Matthew's father fell very ill. Things were looking a bit better for Dad's health, though he was still very vulnerable. At the behest of his mother, Matt visited his father at their family home. Seeing this once imposing man reduced to frailty and constant bed rest brought a pleasure he couldn't quite describe. Better than graduating college at the top of his class. Better than marrying his dream woman. And better than being the most successful person in his family by far. This pleasure was perverse. It also wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough to see his father broken down. He needed to show him that, in a way, he was the reason for Matt's success. The most powerful lesson of his childhood was the power of words. He learned how to wield them far more adeptly than his father had. He knelt next to his sleeping father and whispered to him. He whispered about his father's failures in life, how miserable of a life he made for himself, and how he deserved to live out his last days in misery. As Matt delivered the psychic poison into his father's mind, he could see him wincing and scrunching his face. He wished he could peer into the man's mind and see just what kind of horrors were being conjured up in his dreams. Tears streamed down his father's face, and Matt smiled with glee, having found his new favorite pastime. Nobody understood why Matt's father's health deteriorated so rapidly after that. He was re-hospitalized the following day, but even their medicine didn't seem to do anything for him. Matt was his most frequent visitor and insisted on seeing him alone. Soon after, Matt's father would succumb to his illnesses, bringing an end to his torture that he was subjected to by his own son. What a twist of fate. He tried to bring his son as low as he possibly could, and he had. But Matt found something in that dark, lonely place inside of himself. He found the power to control others by turning the worlds inside of their minds into places of horror and shame, flirting with their flaws and making nightmares of their dreams. He realized he could have anything he wanted in the world through his words. How could his wife leave him when she's been convinced that she will die without him? When her dreams show her a life that is filled with dread if she were to leave him. His malice knows no bounds, and when he looks out into the world, he sees fear and flaw everywhere. The perfect playground for a monster like him. Like father, like son. Thank you, Matt. Hope you enjoyed that one. It's a bit of a dark one, but I got to make people villains, and this is what I came up for with you. Welcome to the Palsverse, my friend.
Wow. Dork.
Careful what Malice might say.
I like villains in this.
That's good.
And if you're a YouTube member, you can see that villains don't necessarily always need to stay villains. Wink.
Yeah, Pete says this list is getting long, and you are absolutely right about that, and I'm super, super happy and grateful for it. Love to see you guys joining the Palsverse. Let's get into our top 5 Comics Pals moments. We have been sharing our best favorite moments of the Comics Pals history of almost 400 episodes now with you all. You guys have been sharing yours with us. And we're going to continue that today. We are on number 3. Anybody want to go first?
Yeah,
I got mine. Ooh.
Go ahead, Marco. Please.
My number 3 favorite moment is when we did a review of Made in Korea, number 1, and it surprised us all how good we enjoyed it, how the book played, and then it ended up leading to a pal, Jeremy Holt, sort of coming into the fold and into the and being able to have a discussion with them about about the new series. We reviewed, I think, the entirety of the 6 issues, and it was a really cool way, I think, for at least for me to understand, this is kind of the impact that we have within the community. We can sort of talk about a book, and sometimes the creators listen, not all the time, but sometimes they do, and when they do, it opens up a really good dialogue. When we had Jeremy on the show, it was a great conversation. Had them on, I think, twice, and every time was illuminating into the process, into what they were doing, and the future. It was really cool to just get that kind of perspective from just doing a review on what was not quite Pals Polls, I think, at that time, but with the weekly reviews that we were doing.
Yeah, that was a great book.
I remember Jeremy coming on and then Rom coming on, and both of them saying that they listened made me go, okay, maybe we should lean a little more into critique then. It really made me focus and really try to start a dialogue more than just flat out hammer down, an opinion about something.
I actually bought Made in Korea because of the show as a listener at the time. So
nice. Good to know. Cale, you want to go?
Yeah. My I think I just got compared to Margaret Thatcher in the Discord.
Yes,
I
you
cannot
did.
Tell you the level of rage that brings up in me. My number 3 is a bit that could only play in the podcast and was the reason we stopped doing bits on the show. The resurrection of Phil Al Ghul.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
No,
so
I remember.
Phil had been gone for long stretches of, God damn it. He'd been gone for long stretches of time because of work. He's a journalist, and he had to dip several times, and he had to emergency dip. And so it was there were times when it was leaving us in a spot. And so we wanted to make sort of a, we like to make sort of a big deal about, Hal's being gone for a while and coming back. And so he decided to do a thing where he got in his bathtub and he had his roommates recording him on camera, but the camera, like, podcast listeners couldn't hear about that. So all you heard was the water swooshing down and Phil screaming. And then we had to pause the recording for like 20 minutes while he like got dried off, and then we could keep going with the show.
Dumb. Do you happen to know what episode that's from?
No, I didn't think to look.
Wow. Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
I remember that now. When you say the tub and the sloshing, yeah, 100%.
And I know how you guys used to produce the show before. That must have been a pain in the ass to edit.
Oh, it was not fun.
Yeah.
God, anytime I think about that, I just think about the logistics of it all, and it's just like, wow, geez, okay. I guess I'll go.
Yep.
Cool. Mine is the little side project I did on the show. And I haven't done it for like a year, but Journey into Quistery and just the games going forward as part of a main part of the show. That's just fun. That's just fun stuff. It's a good palate cleanser at the end of an episode, and it's cool. Like even when people come up with the games, and, add them to the list. It's just that stuff's fun. Like Give Me the Green Light came out of that. Just dumb shit like that. And then the one bit that always gets me was when we had some of those like CG people coming in, and then they were watching our stream, and then their chat was playing the game. They're like, "Oh, this game's actually pretty cool."
That was so funny, dude. We were drafting, if I remember correctly.
It was a draft. Yeah, it was a draft.
Yep. They were shitting on us, but then playing the draft in the chat.
The people on the stream were like, "Oh, look at these betas," and the chat's like, "No, wait, hold on, this is kind of neat."
Love it.
So that's my number 3.
My number 3 is the biggest surprise of all to me, and that is our interview with Tilly Walden.
Yeah.
We have interviewed a lot of people on this show, and I have personally interviewed a lot of people between Comic Cons and different things like that. And I don't know that any interview has affected me personally the way that the one with Tilly Walden did. I had an experience that I can hardly even describe while reading her book, Spinning. It just spun me for a loop. It's a book. It's a very personal story about her journey through figure skating as a child and trying to come to grips with whether she wants to do that for her life or not. And also kind of like a coming of age story as well. It's got all that stuff mixed into it. And I notoriously don't care for, bios or, slice of life or anything like that. So I wasn't really that enthused to read it. But when I did, it made me think so deeply about my own life and experiences and family. And then the conversation that we had with her was so raw and really, really refreshing and honest. And I implore you to listen to that conversation, because I don't know that we've ever gotten that deep with a creator before. It was special to me. And it's one of the interviews that I'll remember long, long, long after all of this is done.
So intelligent about speaking about comics, and I think that rawness, like I feel like I remember you had asked a question about like the process of reflecting back and then having people come to you like, "Oh, this happened," and you're just like, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's a reality. This is my life," and I can't be shy about that. I just own that.
Yeah, it was incredible. Let's see if we've got any from the chat. We want to hear from you guys as far as your favorite Comics Pals moments. You can leave them in the chat here. You can leave them on our Discord. You can send them to us any way you can talk to us. Aaron Ruiz has his number 3, the Phase 4 ranking. He says, we got Marco being a nerd, trying to sound eloquent. Sean and Tyler going at each other for a, quote, 2-hour movie eulogy. and Doctor Strange. And Cale, quote, I wish I had an opinion.
What was Marco doing in that where he's trying to sound eloquent?
Thor.
Oh,
Yo,
okay.
that's
you
right.
fucking nerd. Yeah, I was like, Aaron, you're being a little aggressive. Then no, that's justified.
Yeah, that's right. Yo, I stand by it, man. Love and Thunder. Let's go.
Horseshit.
No. Dan says, as I ponder the moments since I've been watching, my brain keeps going back to Sean realizing the Flash movie didn't care about who killed his mother.
Yeah.
That's
almost
one of
made
my
my list, yeah.
That's easily one of my favorite moments. Being part of it too and realizing it myself was just like, holy shit.
Just like a core movie writing issue. Just
Yeah.
a part
Yeah.
of that.
That's where the meme came from, right?
We have a whole Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
emoji for it.
I remember calling that out and trying to.
That's where the meme came from. Yep. So if you're on our Discord and you've seen that Sean face meme, that's why that exists.
Yep.
Were you wearing the same shirt?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Let me look back.
I don't think so. Yeah. Gore Vidal
Harris-
said, I'm new to your channel, but the Onslaught discussion was interesting. Which one at this point?
Did we discuss Onslaught?
You did.
You did.
Well, thank you very much.
Harris says, my favorite moment was when you guys interviewed Tony Schiavone and his sense of humor. Yeah. That was crazy. You talk about a childhood dream.
Yeah.
Like, I've loved Tony Schiavone since I was like 7 years old. So getting to Tony Schiavone being a wrestling commentator, getting to speak with him on the podcast about comics was absolutely insane. Definitely a highlight. Rami says, not a moment per se, but the favorite episode was the one with Jeff Johns and Gary Frank, and that was my first. Wow, that's a great
Nice.
episode to start with.
Yeah.
One of my favorite convos we've had. Keep those coming. We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys getting in on the celebration with us. We've got 2 more to go before episode 400. And that's when we're going to do our number ones. We also, for episode 400, would love to receive some messages from you guys. Voice messages, video messages, text messages, however you want to send them. You can send them. The best way to get that, I think, is probably contact@thecomicspals.com would be the best way to send those things if you want to. But yeah, get those our way. And by episode 400, we'll have them and we'll include them in that. All right. We've got a little bit of news to do. Just a little bit. Giancarlo Esposito has been cast in the MCU in a mystery role. Now, he has long advocated for the role of Professor Xavier. Giancarlo, of course, being most famous for playing the role of Gus Fring from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, has wanted to join the MCU for some time in the role of Professor Xavier. We've also seen his name float around attached to Magneto. But now, as of the Phoenix Fan Fusion event, he said, quote, the MCU has knocked on my door and it is a role you will not predict. It will be teased and there will be a series after. He also said at CCXP that he would be joining the MCU, quote, sooner rather than later, and that his character is better than you can imagine. And he said, wouldn't you like to see me play a character in a Marvel movie who is original and new and fresh? Mark my words, this will happen sooner than you think.
Uh-oh.
Now, there was a picture that came out from the set, I believe it's from the set of Captain America Brave New World, that has a person who isn't Giancarlo, but looks a lot like him. People are saying it's his body double on the set of the film. And the resemblance is pretty uncanny, I would say, for a body double. So do you guys think that's where he's going to appear? And do you have any speculation about the role that he might play?
I'm pretty confident in who I think it's going to be. I think if it's that movie shows up in Brave New World, which is going to deal with Thunderbolt Ross and a lot of U.S. politics and politicking, And if it's a character that's going to be showing up in future movies, I think it's Henry Peter Gyrich. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think that's a perfect role for him. Especially you start seeding more mutant stuff with that. You know, he's dealt with the Hulk before and like the Red Hulk and stuff. He's dealt with the Avengers. I think that's a good crossover character between what we know the MCU is and more mutant stuff down the line.
It's gonna have a series.
That's what's throwing me off.
I don't think he knows what he's talking about.
What do you think he's talking about?
Well, I think he might show up in a series. I don't think he's going to have a series.
I'm also thrown off by the fact that he says, quote, "Wouldn't you like to see me play a character in a Marvel movie who was original, new, and fresh?"
That worries me a little bit, because are we at the point where we're just making new characters and pushing them?
God forbid.
I thought this was Boulevard Trask. But the original kind of was like, I couldn't figure that out.
Well, if it's original and new, how could you?
Right.
I don't think it's going to be a character that already exists based on this language. And I think that characters like Gyrich and Trask are so tethered to the X-Men and their creation of the Sentinel specifically that if that's not what they're going to be doing, then it's kind of like, who cares? And of course you could say that seeding them now then creates a space for them to be relevant to the X-Men in the future, and that's totally valid. But if it's a character that he's saying is new and he's saying is going to have a series down the road, that makes me think that they're going to create a character for him who's some kind of a government bigwig, somehow has ties maybe to the Thunderbolts or something like that, and that maybe they'll create a character that can be the vehicle or the main character for a series that focuses on other people as well. Giancarlo is largely a television actor, right? Most famous for that. I could see them anchoring a show on him.
Yeah.
Like an Agent Coulson type of role. A new character who becomes relevant in the MCU, but isn't, can carry their own series, but that's about it.
Yeah. I got nothing. I mean, I hope, I have no doubt he'll be good in it. I just, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
He just screams antagonist to me, so I don't see him anchoring a show.
Or even, like, he doesn't say protagonist, right? Like, he's got the weight of someone you would want to see fight against a protagonist.
Think of all of his major roles. He's been an antagonist, even in Do the Right Thing. He gets his sneakers.
I don't think he's going to be a hero. I think he's going to be a villain. Absolutely. And I think he's the centerpiece of a show where he is a bad guy.
But haven't we been learning that these shows aren't worth it?
Yeah, we have been learning that for sure.
Well,
I mean, Marvel's not done making shows.
Yeah.
Pete says Osborn. No, that's
not new.
Well, I don't think he says. I don't think I view new as new to. I guess Osborn wouldn't work, but new to the audience. But it could still be an existing comic book character.
But that
none of the characters
original.
we've talked about are new to the audience by that metric.
Oh, Gyrich would be, and Trask. Oh no, Trask.
No, they're
Peter
not.
Dinklage was.
No, Trask was. Yeah. But they're saying original. That's the thing. It's original.
Yeah.
Could also just be a swerve. It could be a swerve, but what takes me from feeling like that is the fact that we did see that photo that seems to show a person who looks a lot like him. And if it's coming soon, then it's got to be in one of the movies that's releasing within the next, I would imagine, year or so, couple years.
Less. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was he wearing in that body double?
I don't know.
Oh, Oh, is it the one with the vest and like the knives in the holster?
I don't really remember, but I'm sure you can find the picture if
Yeah,
you Google.
I just saw one and it looks identical to him. Unless this is him and this is a more recent photo. Because I know there was like a leak of set photos recently.
Well,
this was 32 minutes ago.
the next set of movies, or the next set of, I guess, big tentpole moments would be Captain America, Daredevil Born Again, Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four.
Okay, so this was posted on Marvel Studios' Reddit 30 minutes ago, and he has knives in like an assassin chest piece with a trench coat, almost looking very Blade-like with sunglasses. It's not giving me government official at all. It's more like somebody who's actively working on it, actively doing something physical.
Mercenary or assassin type.
Interesting.
He also did play a physical role in the Star Wars show that he was on.
Right.
Book of Boba Fett or whatever. So
maybe a Blade antagonist? Well, no, but he said soon. Well, I guess it depends what they're defining as soon, right? Because Blade's November.
This is on the set of Captain America: Brave New World, which is going through even more reshoots right now. So
okay.
It remains to be seen.
Hope it's good.
I hope it's good. I think Giancarlo is a phenomenal actor. I hope they don't waste him, but I don't think that Professor X or Magneto were right for him either. No way. Let's see. Promiscuous Time Traveler says one of my top moments just passed. Sean's Palsverse introduction hit me really freaking hard. Well, I thank you for the fact that you liked it. I'm sorry that it hit you so hard. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. It hit me hard writing it, I'll tell you what. The Mop said, for me, the PKJ interview, Philip Kennedy Johnson, is left after stream to my LCS and bought his entire Action Comics run. Wow.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Did you read it? Because it's phenomenal.
Question. Great follow-up.
Yeah. Style's so serious. Why limit his performance with expectations when his role hasn't been announced yet? I mean, I don't want to limit his role at all. I would love to. I'm open to whatever it is that they choose to do with him. I just want it to be good, and he's the kind of actor that you would hope gets something prevalent to do. The MCU has wasted some actors with roles that just didn't really land. Christian Bale's a great example. Gore the God Butcher is a character that's awesome. Was that character really well represented in that movie? I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. We also have an announcement of another installment, if you can believe that, in the Long Halloween saga.
Wow, more than we needed?
So, of course, the Long Halloween is the incredible, legendary, iconic Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale team up from 1996 that features Batman facing off with a who's who of his rogues gallery across a year as he tries to solve the mystery of who the holiday killer is. Most people that are listening to my voice right now have read this or seen the animated adaptation or seen a movie that uses this as a springboard. The Batman was heavily influenced by this. Even The Dark Knight has some echoes of this in it. We just got, I think it was last year, the one shot that continued the story. That was Tim Sale's last work. And now Jeff Loeb is returning to the book with several different artists and creators to join him. We're going to get Eduardo Risso joining him, Dave Stewart, Richard Starkings. In a statement, Loeb said the following: Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, is Tim Sale's parting gift to me. Tim and I had already decided to tell this last chapter following the Batman Long Halloween special, which will serve as the prologue to this 10-part action-packed story.
Damn.
Tim's unfortunate passing put our plans for this series on hold. About a year later, after speaking with Mark Chiarello and Richard Starkings, my partners, on the previous Long Halloween titles, we decided the time was right to move this story forward as a tribute to Tim, who continues to be with us in spirit. This story concludes the war between the Freaks and the crime families forever as Batman, Robin, and DC's most infamous Batvillains face off against Holiday, and secrets dating back to the Long Halloween special will be revealed. Do we need this?
I don't think we need it, but I'm not against it.
Glad Jeff Loeb is getting work, you know. I'm not here for it. And I love that story. It's a formative Batman story for me, but
it is weird with this not being Tim Sale. Like, I understand it's going to be like a tribute to Tim Sale in a way, with all of Tim Sale's buddies kind of working on this to close out the story. But I don't know what other secrets are left over. Like, I don't know where the story is to be told.
And I feel like I remember that one shot not being strong particularly, and so I don't know if I want that to be the prologue to this, especially if there were some quality issues there. If he wants to tell this story and he has a story in him, all power to him. But I don't need this. This doesn't interest me. Last Halloween was a good story. It had its own sequel already. We're good.
Yeah. I just feel like because Tim's not involved, it feels a little bit weird to return to that well without him. I'm sure, like, I thought the special was solid. Like, it was all right. I had no issues with it. So I don't necessarily feel like there can't be more stories to be told or anything like that, but it just feels weird now to do this. And 10 parts is a lot. That's a huge amount. That's almost as long as the original Long Halloween.
And Sean, we know 3 artists that are going to be on it. Do we know those are just for the first 3 issues and there's a new artist each issue, or is it going to be cycling through those 3?
There will be more names revealed. Klaus Janson is also involved, but there will be more names revealed as we go forward.
Just even with Eduardo Russo, like, it's just gonna for me, it's just gonna create images in that world, the Loeb Sale world, that being the Long Halloween and Dark Victory, that just I don't tie into that. And it's gonna take what makes the Long Halloween and Dark Victory. It's gonna take what's good about that and just make it another Batman story.
Marowak Oscuro says name's too long, and then I look at it: Batman, the Long Halloween, the Last Halloween. That does not really flow.
Trick or treat.
Yeah. Look, I'm a fan of Jeff Loeb for the most part, and I think that I kind of want to say he's redeemed himself a little bit.
He hits more than he misses, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
With comics, TV, maybe not.
I'm in. Ultimately, I'm in. I'll be there. How could I not?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of excited for this. I really like the 3 artist names they have attached. I question, should it exist? I don't know. It just seems like another Batman book they can try and get sales on.
Sure.
But the teams on it are enough to pique my interest.
Well, and with it being, Sale and Loeb's like original idea, when they came at it again, I'm cool with that. But it's not going to be enough to get me to pick it up.
Well, maybe reviewing it on Pals Pulls will be.
So I will pick it up, but because I'm forced.
Under duress.
Aaron Ruiz says, I would rather see Loeb try again with the color books, honestly.
Well, Cale won't see those, so.
Come on.
I feel like that's been told. That's been told as well. I don't know. Like Loeb's gimmicks, which I think is where he's really made his bones over the last couple decades, they've been worn already. They've been worn.
I say put him back in. I want to see him on like on a main continuity story. Like his Nova book with Ed McGuinness is phenomenal. That's the Sam Alexander stuff. That was real good. His his Hulk run is good looking. But I'd like to see him on more stuff if I'm being honest.
I kind of think that time has passed for him.
Yeah.
Then maybe this is the spot for him. Then he's doing his own thing.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yep. Did any of you watch the Long Halloween animated movies? I think I did.
I don't typically watch those animated movies. If they did the animation in the style of the artist who wrote the story, that might be more appealing to me. But they all look the same visually, or at least most of them do. So those DC animated movies don't really do anything for me at all.
Yeah, the biggest gripe.
Avoid them like the plague.
If they change our style, man, it's just a singular house style. There's no deviation from it. It doesn't feel innovative. I'm sure they follow the story pretty well, but
You guys ready to do a giveaway?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey.
So,
Sorry.
So we're going to be giving away right now Tyler's pick, which is It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. And all you have to do is have commented here on the video. And you are entered in to be able to win this copy. Now, to claim it, you have to be able to get in contact with us. We cannot send a copy of anything to you without knowing who you are and knowing where you live. So those are the only things you have to be willing to give up, which is your anonymity, to be able to receive this. But other than that, you're good to go. You've got to be able to get in contact with us. So if you can message us on any platform, that's good enough.
It's hard for us to message you. You got to make that first step because a lot of the YouTube names don't line up to another form of social media. Some of you we might recognize, but reach out to us. So ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see who's going to be the first winner during the month of June.
Familiar name one. Aaron Ruiz wins the first one.
Hey, Aaron Ruiz, congratulations on winning a copy of Zoe Thorogood's It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. Now, hopefully you don't already have it and that you want it. So I'm pretty sure you're still in the chat. Just let us know, and we will get that sent out to you ASAP, dude. Congratulations to you. And we're gonna have a lot more things we're giving away. We're really excited about it. I love being able to give back to you guys. It's so much fun being able to give back for all that you have given us, and you've given us a lot. Adam Smith says, is it Mental Health Awareness Month? Is it? Oh yeah, it is. It actually is. That's right. That's good to know. Everybody go to therapy.
I've been preaching that one.
What happened?
Can't afford it.
I've been preaching that one if you can do it.
Just switched insurance, so fingers crossed.
Marowak Escuro, he ruined the Ultimate Universe. Don't let him in regular comics.
Damn.
In reference to Jeff Loeb. Listen, to be fair, the man was going through a really heavy, dark time in his life. He had lost his son.
So he needed to headshot Cyclops in the Ultimate Universe. I get it. It's fine.
And have Blob eat the wasp.
That's a good visual.
I mean, isn't some of that also where the fatherly stuff from Nova comes from?
Yeah. That's a big part of it as well. That Nova stuff, underrated. Also, Ed McGuinness, good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome, Aaron. Perfect. So get in touch with us, dude. You know how to do that for sure. All right. The last thing we have to do, the last thing on the docket before we get out of here, is we're going to play a game with you guys. We're going to play a game. We're going to spin the wheel of games, and whatever comes up, we're going to have a good time and play. Hopefully, it's a game you guys can play along with us at home.
Make some. Oh, wait.
What do we got? God dang it. I forgot to make a new one of these. All right, hold on.
Oh, all right. I will instead vamp. LTRX says, yeah, read the color books by Loeb from the same time. That's good. Yeah.
All right. It was almost a draft. But it's what if.
Okay. All right. What if? Didn't we play that last week? Yeah, we did. I think we did.
Do you want me to reroll it again?
Nah, that's all right.
All right.
That's all right. So what if is a game where I deliver a prompt and we have to come up with a story befitting of the prompt. So this week we'll go with, what if Alan Moore's Twilight of the Superheroes actually released? So for those of you who don't know, Alan Moore's Twilight of the Superheroes was a script, a treatment, a Bible that he created, an idea for an event in DC that would essentially be the last DC story. And it would see the end of, superheroics and a war between all heroes and metahumans and everything else. We dove very deeply into that in the history of the Twilight of the Superheroes, the very first Comics Pals deep dive. Go listen to it. It's awesome. But the question is, what if that actually came out? Of course, we know history. Alan Moore left DC in a blaze of glory because he was pissed about rights and things like that. So what if that didn't happen and we actually got Twilight of the Superheroes? How does that change history? Now, I've got my die right here, and I'm going to roll for initiative to determine which of us will start the story. I'm going to roll first for Marco. So here we go. That is a 7.
All right.
I will now roll for myself. That is an 8. Tyler, that is a 9. And Cale, that is also an 8. So Cale and I will roll off to see who will go second. This is for me first. That's a 5. Now for Cale. That is a 7. So the order is Tyler, Cale, myself, and Marco. And the timer will start whenever Tyler starts talking.
Can I just have a clarifier real quick, Sean?
Sure.
Just to refresh my memory about what happens at the end of Twilight. Allegedly was supposed to. What happens to the Trinity? Are they non-existent at that point?
They're Batman's alive, but Wonder Woman and Superman are dead.
Gotcha. Okay. Good. That starts me off. Go ahead, Kel.
And are we leaning in the fiction?
Good. That's a good question. So what I'm asking is, in real life, what happens after and where do the comics go? Not that they follow up on how that ended, but just like, how does that affect comics going forward and, all that good stuff. Pulling on what you recall, but also twisting history.
Tremendous.
So what if Alan Moore's Twilight of the Superheroes actually happened? Well, it would be generally well received until they got to the Shazam part of the story, where audiences started to turn and wonder, should this have been a thing?
Ultimately, the series does run its course, but audience drop-off is so insane that the DC decides to shutter the doors for their superhero division, and Marvel explodes in popularity. Explodes.
And they explode because now that the doors are closed on superheroes at DC altogether, Warner decides, you know what? Let's license these characters to Marvel and see what they do with them. And so Marvel becomes the happy owners of DC Comics. Licensed DC Comics.
And as the licensors, they first launch a brand new Trinity. Swamp Thing, Rip Hunter, and Ragman.
Can we just end it there? Marco, you should have seen me mouthing the word Swamp Thing. Just getting free. And Marvel decides that this new Trinity is not working, stops licensing it, and just continues to do Marvel Comics. But Marvel Comics is really the only place where you can get superhero stories now.
And with this explosion of superhero stories, they cherry pick their favorite characters, obviously, from DC Comics. You got your Superman, your Batman, your Wonder Woman. They do take those and bring them into the fold, and it works so well. They're bought by Marvel itself is bought by Disney. Oh.
In what, like the 90s?
Whenever it happens.
And as a result of that, the new big three at Marvel becomes Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman.
Ooh. The first event is actually a face-off between like characters. So a Namor versus a Aquaman, a Superman Sentry, etc., etc. And what they end up doing is whoever wins becomes the dominant book or character of that archetype.
But not only do they do it that way, they also do a vote similar to the Jason Todd vote that decides the end of the story, which you get in the next issue, which brings artists to have horrible work environments, and a union is formed.
Stop there.
Oh, I was about to kill Spider-Man.
Tyler, I was hoping that was the direction you were going to go with that, like right after the vote.
I thought like Brian Atkins, that's a good point. It bombs and Alan Moore goes even crazier. I thought we were going to spiral with Alan Moore too.
Yeah, that went in a weird direction. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that bizarro future that spawned from What If.
I was thinking if Disney bought Marvel in the 90s, we'd have Marvel movies in the 90s, and like Jim Carrey would be Bruce Banner.
That's awful. Holy shit.
I'm just trying to think of 90s actors that would work.
It makes sense for the time, though. Like
Cameron Diaz as Black Widow.
Oh, boy. Adam Smith. Tyler, would you recommend the giveaway in physical? Of course, it's available, but not at my nearest bookstore.
I don't think you gain anything. If you can get a physical, do, because there are pages that she actually encourages you to draw in yourself. So there's that, but you can do it digital too. If you want like the actual story, it's fine to get it digitally.
I never should have bought it digitally. I had no idea. Damn.
She drew in my copy. She drew like some stuff on those pages. Yeah.
Cool.
I love when you can get some like original art drawn into your book like that. That's so sick. Let's see. Dan says the Marvel tradition of all male A-listers downgrades Wonder Woman. Indeed, the unfortunate reality. But if we're being real, I don't even know that Wonder Woman is a part of the Trinity at DC if we're talking about sales or popularity. Just on legacy.
Right now, Nightwing's ass is selling more.
Is that actually true?
Nightwing's selling more than Batman and Superman currently, yeah. But I think because it's, at least last month, it's the beginning of the end. So that probably boosted it.
Hyperion rather than
You're
Sentry.
muted.
All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. It's been a blast. Thank you for hanging out through the rankings. Hopefully you survived the experience.
We didn't.
We almost didn't. And we wouldn't have if Jean Grey didn't make S. I'll tell you that much. We have a very fun month planned next week. Next week on this show, we are going to be doing the post-mortem on the Krakoan era of X-Men, episode 399 of the Comics Pals. We are going to look back at 5 years worth of stories in the Krakoan age and answer the question, who were the winners and losers of the Krakoan era? What were the best and worst stories? Was the Jonathan Hickman experiment a success ultimately? And I am going to present the Stakoa.
Holy shit.
I'm going to do it.
If you've been following for the past 5 years, Sean has a physical issue of almost every story that's come out in the Krakoan era. And we're going to see it.
We are. We're going to see every one. And I'm going to have a number. I'm going to have an exact number of books. And whoever can guess that or get closest to it, I don't know what we're going to do for that person. We're going to do something for that person. We're going to give away something cool.
It's like a jelly bean in a jar counter. Money goes towards the bake sale.
They're going to get the opportunity to come stack and clean the comic book mess at Sean's house.
Please help.
And we say we're going to see the stack. I'm not sure it's going to fit in the frame.
Oh, no. I'm going to have to like pan. It's going to be insane. Yeah, it's going to be absurd. I don't even know how I'm going to, where I'm going to physically put it. I have no idea. My table will probably break. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to figure it out because a promise is a promise, and we are going to deliver on that. The next time that we will be live with you is this coming Thursday for Pals Pulls. Should be a great time as always. Huge week. Ultimates #1 drops this week, so you're not going to want to miss that. Very hotly anticipated book. You guys know how to find us all over the internet. You know how to support us. Patreon.com/thecomicspals. YouTube.com/thecomicspals. Vote in the listener pick poll. Thank you for tuning in. Until next week, we're the